Welcome everyone to the PJ's Cast. I'm your host Pierce, alongside my good pals Dylan and Jacob. Well, we've reached the ultimate chaos scenario. Here we are, less than a week till the draft, 5 days until the draft, and the NHL season still isn't finished. We've got Game 7 in Florida tomorrow night. It's going to be Game 7 between Edmonton and Florida. I thought the Oilers were done. I thought they were going to get swept, and won game four. I'm like, okay, you won one game, but now you got to go back to Florida. And I feel game five, that was huge. If Edmonton was able to win another game of Florida and then bring it back to Edmonton again, drag them back to Alberta, that this could get interesting. And then lo and behold, they win game six on home ice. I mean, I wasn't even out. I wish I was out there. Like there's no way I could afford tickets to the game. I think it was like $2,000 for the cheapest ticket. But man, I wish I went to a bar or cheered outside the arena, but I couldn't because I had to be up super early next morning. But man, I have to do that tomorrow because the atmosphere was electric. Like I thought the roof was gonna blow off that building. Here we are, game seven, and not only that, we got some huge trade, just happening. The ultimate chaos scenarios happened, and I personally love it. I mean, the draft and then free agency all within a week. I was talking to Jacob about this before we started the podcast. If the Oilers win the cup, the Oilers Cup parade has to be on Canada Day. That's what's going to happen if they win. But yeah, where do we want to start? Do we want to start with Game 7? Do we want to talk about the trades that happened? We also are going to do some hypothetical trades for the offseason because I honestly don't know if this is the last podcast we're going to record before Vegas in the draft or even free agency. But I don't know how are we feeling right now, boys?
I will start off by saying, because I gave him a lot of crap at the start of the series, Chris Knobloch is having a coaching masterclass right now when it comes to what he's done with the lineup since Game 3. Whether it's not putting your worst two defensemen together, giving Philip Broberg more of those minutes 5-on-5. I mean, my dad and I were talking about it Saturday. I don't think an old-time coach challenges that offside when Barkov makes it 2-1.
Oh, my God.
But Knobloch did, and it was an absolute game changer. You cannot tell me Florida did not have the wind sucked out from them after that goal.
Oh,
it took Barkov walking the whole team for them to even get their pulse back. It's insane. I just want to tip my cap to him because I think he's been incredible. Another guy who I gave a lot of smack to last week was Leon Draisaitl, finally starting to show up. It's amazing what happens when your second best player starts scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, Pierce. It was his game.
Yeah, that challenge was nuts, especially because of how razor thin it was. I mean, the angle came out and everyone was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's off. Well, everyone but Florida fans are like, oh, yeah, it's offside. But fuck just because if you get it wrong and then I know their penalty kill's been amazing. That probably helped. If they don't have an elite penalty kill, they're probably like, well, maybe we won't. But they've killed 36 of 37, which is ludicrous. But yeah, the fact that McDavid has 4 points in Game 4, 4 points in Game 5, and then no points and no shots in Game 6, and
Stuart Skinner had more points than Connor McDavid.
Still beat them 5-1. And Draisaitl finally shows, and it's like, dude, this team, everything's just clicking right now. It's no longer like McDavid's team. This is like an actual deep team that's really people are actually showing up. It's kind of crazy.
100%. And I think another thing that has to get brought into account, I know Pierce and I talk about this a lot with the Hawks teams. They the 2015 Cup especially, they didn't win that because of their stars. They won it because their depth outperformed the other team's depth. And I mean, the line, if you would have told someone in any month of the season that Connor Brown and Matthias Janmark are going to be pivotal parts of this team potentially winning a Stanley Cup, they would have all laughed in your face.
It took 60-plus games for Connor Brown to get a goal, and now he's one of their most pivotal penalty killers. And it's crazy. But even I remember a couple of years ago when the Warren Fogle trade happened and everyone was like, oh, this is a stupid trade. His analytics are overblowing. And now he's an actual producer there. And it's like, well, they found the right line combinations to work and they're getting goals from just everywhere.
And that's what Star's not showing up. Like, I don't think Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has looked good at all this series. And
no, it's actually
it doesn't
funny.
matter.
My dad was saying it about how bad you can see how good the 4 guys on the power play are. They all have a spot to be, and then there's just Nuge there who's like, I give it to McDavid.
Call me crazy, but if Nuge is a righty, that power play is unstoppable.
Oh my god, that's what I said. I'm like, they need a guy on the right who can shoot, or on the left, but a right hand that can shoot, and it would be lethal.
It's over. Like,
it's okay. Xavier.
That'd be so cool if that was the worst of your team's problems right now.
God,
a 6th player on the power play is an elite, unfortunate. Oh, but man, it's crazy. Going to game 7, I mean, all the pressure's on Florida. Game 7, it doesn't matter where it's played. So, like, the home ice advantage doesn't matter.
Worst collapse in hockey history. And I don't even, like, there's not, that's the thing about this. There's no, like, comparison, not in other sports, I would say. Like, that's an all-time
In
collapse.
other sports, I've heard people talk about the Yankees blowing the 3-0 lead to the Red Sox. That one sucks more because it's your direct rival. Like, imagine Chicago doing that to St. Louis. Like, that's just gut punching. But this one in a final is so absurd.
Yeah. Closest thing is 28-3, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that was a one-game thing.
That was a one-game thing. I was thinking, like, with how dominant Golden State looked over Cleveland, and then they came back. But, like, that was only 3-1. This was 3-0. They were dog-walking them, and then just flip switch. And now it's the momentum's the complete other way.
I think you got to talk about that game. Like, what's going to get talked about out of this series, besides, the comeback and the collapse and everything. Mm-hmm. I think it's just you could see the physical shift in the series at the end of the second period of game 3. Like, the Oilers kind of just realized, oh, yeah, we have the better talent on the ice right now. Mm-hmm. Let's start playing like it. Like, how many times, Pierce, have I talked about McDavid and I'm just like, sometimes you just got to remember you're the fucking best on the ice and start playing like it. Game 4, he started playing like that. Game 5,
Game 5 and 6, you really saw it.
And Barkov did his job game 6, but it's just like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when he's playing like that.
It also doesn't help that the first 3 games, especially the first 2, like Edmonton, I thought in game 1 was the better team, but Bobrovsky was just like God. Yep. They were talking about giving him the Conn Smythe, and then it just went back to being pedestrian, which is like, that's fine, but when you're playing McDavid, it's not.
So Bobrovsky's defense too, I just want to say, like, the way Edmonton's scoring was not there in the first 3 games. Florida is having some of the craziest defensive lapses I've seen.
In game 2.
All right.
Where I was
did
like,
he freeze out? I'm like, I thought, did I freeze out? No, I think it's Jacob.
Pearson and I are both looking around like, okay.
My internet's been pretty crappy all day, so it's probably
mine is too. So,
what was I saying? Oh yeah, in game 1, he made a couple breakaway saves, but the defense. I don't know what happened. Forsley and Ekblad have just been like very mediocre in the last couple of games with their defense.
They've been got Danny Phantom because he's going to ghost.
Florida's been caught pinching so much. I've seen more 4 guys below the hash marks, and I'm like, what do you this Oilers team is built on speed. You're not catching them. You gave Zach Hyman a breakaway, man. Come on. He has no working knees.
Like, I think we all kind of probably mentally said it, but when Forsling fanned on that shot, it's like that shot has to fucking get to the net. It has to get to the net.
Yes, who blocked that though and got it to Hyman. That was a Nuge. Like, I think Nuge is a little bit
doing
injured.
His job.
He hasn't been bad. It's just like after 100 points last year, I kind of think maybe I expected too much out of him, but like he's just been good.
I think it's just the guys he plays with. Like, you watch McDavid have the puck on the power play. You watch Draisaitl get the puck. Boosh starts slinging this shit, and then it goes to Nuge, and he's fumbling the puck. And it's just like, God damn it, dude. Like, just keep up with your line mates. That's all they're asking. And it's nothing against Nuge. Like, they don't get out of that Dallas series if it's not for Nuge. Game 5 was his legacy game, 100%. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm not going to knock him and say he hasn't had a good playoff. It's just like, I don't know, man. It just imagine if McDavid had a guy who could, like, keep up with him. Well, they do, but they have to split them up, which is a good thing. Splitting them up.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Bouchard locked in finally too. Just want
to. He had a bad first.
He had a couple of pizzas in the first few games, but he's completely locked in now.
Brought it back in for sure.
Most assists by a defenseman in the playoffs in history.
Yeah, him and McDavid both set different assist records. McDavid, I mean, I don't think he can catch Gretzky now because there's only 1 game left, and he's like 6 points.
He's getting 8 points tomorrow.
Let's do it. But still, though, he's going to have one of the greatest postseason runs of all time. Like, just even to witness that in itself is crazy.
100%. Pierce, I want to hear your thoughts on the series. Jacob and I have been talking a lot.
Yeah, you can listen to the last podcast last week. I was so down on the Oilers. I'm like, cool, you won 8-1, and like I said earlier, I felt Game 5. Well, duh, if Florida wins Game 5, the series is over. Like Florida, yeah, you lost Game 4, but you would have had to go on the plane back to Florida anyway. So it's like, oh, we lost one game, but let's lock it in. Let's win on home ice in front of our home ice fans, and they lose that game, and I think that's where the seed of doubt was planted. And yeah, the Oilers won that game 8-1, but I feel that Game 5 where if they won that game and they came back to Edmonton, that's what make the series interesting. They just held on, like Matthew Tkachuk. We always talk about teams and players that don't get the recognition because they lose a game or a series. That was an all-time game by Matt. Like, an all-time great effort to try to save that goal in the empty net, try to push it back the other way, and of course, like McDavid found a way to score anyways, and I'm pretty sure it was Ekman Larson who just was out of gas and couldn't catch up to McDavid.
I don't even know if it was out of gas or just Ekman Larson being Ekman Larson.
I think in his mind he just like slowed down. He's like, I think the puck went in. Like in his mind, he probably thought they were going to score anyways. I think that's what happened.
Probably, but it's really funny. It's him.
It is. But then, yeah, coming back to Edmonton, regardless of what happens, regardless of the outcome, it's going to be the last game in Edmonton for the season. The city is just going batshit. Like, it's bedlam. And, man, that first goal they scored, like, the crowd got into it. They were always into it, but you just couldn't take them out. And, again, like you guys were talking about earlier, I've said so many times with the Oilers these playoffs, it's just so many ballsy decisions that they've made, and that's like the ultimate ballsy decision by Chris Knobloch. And I believe the video coach name was Noah Siegel. So they took a timeout, I'm pretty sure, to take time to review it. And then when they reviewed it, it went through. And any little momentum Florida could have taken from that, it was completely gone. And like, it was still a 2-0 game. There's still the reality of Florida can score a goal again and get back into it. But yeah, that Zach Hyman goal was just unbelievable. I thought that building was just gonna explode. 16 goals in the playoffs, I believe, most by a player in the Cap era, and most by a player since I think Joe Sakic in 1996. I think he had 18, which is ridiculous, and won the Conn Smythe. 70 goals on total on the season, which is crazy. Yeah, and once it was 3-0, I think that it was over. Like, everyone in the building knew, we're going to Game 7. I thought the same. Yeah, even Barkov scoring that goal to make it 3-1. I'm like, no, they still got this. And McLeod with an empty netter, and then freaking, like, Florida could have almost scored on that play where Stuart Skinner, like, swiped it off the goal line, and then Darnell Nurse put it in the empty net. And we know Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are best players in the world. Like, Zach Hyman scored 50 goals. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has scored 100 points, but we've always been skeptical of the depth. And I think we've all been questioning it going into the playoffs. Is this going to be enough? Yeah, they can get by LA. We know they can. They could get by Vancouver, but can they get past these Titans like Dallas? We're getting the full Edmonton Oilers experience. They were 2-9-1 to start last place in the NHL, and then they hire Chris Knobloch, who I was skeptical. Like, that just felt like, he coached McDavid in Erie. Like, that's all they're doing it for. But holy shit, he's proven me wrong. And like, at the end of the day, if they lose this series, like, that's a great coach to have going forward for the Oilers. And talking about the full Oilers experience, like, I don't think we've given him his flowers, but Stuart Skinner, I gotta pull up my Twitter because Sportsnet always tweets out some crazy stats, like stats you would have never think of, and this one is crazy. So Stuart Skinner through games 4 through 7 this postseason, a record of 10-0, 150 goals against average, 940 save percentage, and 1 shutout. So Skinner, who has been much maligned, and rightfully so, he lost his freaking job, and I think that goes back to Knobloch giving Pickard the net, but then it's like, okay, do or die time. Like, if we don't win this game, we're out of the playoffs against Vancouver. We're gonna put Skinner in, and really, since that moment, I don't think there's been a game where I'm like, he cost him the game. Like, yeah, he's let in a couple stinkers here and then, but I can't think of a game where it's like you lost that for them. So yeah, like your great players are being great. That's what you need to get to this point of the season. But you're also just getting contributions from everywhere. Players are stepping up. I mean, I think I read an article on the Athletic about Matthias Yamark just saying like we have all the talent, but we gotta buy in and play a little bit of defense. And they call him the janitor. And Yamark said pretty much the same thing when he was with the Stars in 2020, and they were 2 wins away from a cup. So yeah, everyone is bought in. Like yeah, McDavid, Drysdale, the top end guys have more skill, but everyone's bought in, playing physical, playing good team defense. Penalty kill is absurd, and you're getting the odd depth goal from a guy like Janmark, from a guy like Connor Brown. Like yeah, I thought Florida was going to sweep it, but I don't know how. Like the Oilers have all the momentum going to Game 7, but like we said, if Florida wins this, no one's gonna remember Oilers come back for 3-0 down. It's like they gave it a good shot, but no one's gonna be like, holy shit, the Florida Panthers almost blew it. No, they won the cup. No one's gonna talk about that. So quote Kobe, like job's not finished. They gotta get it done. But yeah, Oilers the full experience, being down 3-2 against the Canucks, being down 2-1 against the Stars on home ice. They were down 2-0 Game 4, won 3 straight. Down 3-0 in the Stanley Cup final, and then they won 3 straight, and here we are, Game 7. Like regardless of what happens, I want the Oilers to win. It's gonna be. I think we're due for a crazy 7. I might even say we're due for Game 7 overtime.
Yeah, there hasn't been an overtime yet in the Cup Finals.
Nope.
That's crazy. Like none of these games have really particularly been close. Either like Florida
Game 5 was amazing. Like
Game 5 was close.
Yeah,
Game 5 was close. That's fair. Yeah, but mostly it's been one team dominating.
Mm-hmm.
But hey,
that's why I'm really curious to see who's on top of their game tomorrow, because I got a gut feeling that whoever scores first is winning. And I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but with this series, that's never been more true. I don't know, man. It's getting to a point where
it's so tough because at this point, if you're a Panther, if you go down 1-0 early on, all of the wind is sucked out of your sails. At least with Edmonton, if you go down 1-0 early, you've been riding this high. You can continue to ride it and maybe come back. But if like McDavid scores in the first minute or something, I could just see that building going. But I'm just happy we got a competitive final. It looked like it was going to be,
or at least a final that's gone to 7. I feel there hasn't been a lot of back and forth in the games. Like really, like Florida, I wouldn't say dominate, but we're the better team up until period 3 of Game 3. But since then, it's been all Oilers. Since then, like Game 5 was the only one where it's like, okay, a bit of back and forth. But no, like when Florida's won, they've been, except for Bobrovsky shutting it out, like it's not like they got dominated by the Oilers. But yeah, like the Oilers winning 8-1 in Game 4 and then winning 5-1 in Game 6.
It's really funny with that 8-1 win because it was Game 4.
Froze again.
Oh,
and I thought my internet was bad.
I'm back.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm thinking I'm back.
Yeah, Game 4, 8-1. It kind of felt like the Mavericks versus Celtics, where it's like, yeah, it's your last game on home court. Just blow them out, give your fans something to celebrate. And if you lose in 5, at least you didn't get swept. But like, they beat the bricks off of them, and it's almost like Florida just took the foot off the gas, and they're like, whatever, we'll win at home in Game 5, and then you didn't, and then they're like, okay, well, we'll just win in 6, and then you didn't, and now you're at 7. It's like, oh shit.
It's like they don't know how to react to it. Like they don't have an answer.
Yeah, it's like they don't know how to push back. They've this whole playoff they've been able to basically kind of just run over teams. Tampa in 5, Boston in 6. Rangers in 6. They never really like faced any kind of adversity, and now their backs are against the wall, and they're kind of. I want to see how they react now.
I think there's a lot of guys losing money to this cup final. Like I look at Reinhart and Montour.
There was a point where Reinhart was like, people were thinking he might get like 10-11, and it's like he has done nothing.
Now he's gonna be a Blackhawk.
I don't know how you can give him double digits.
Yeah,
like. And then, like, I even look at guys like Verhaeghe, dude. He's been a ghost since he scored the first goal of the series. Like, if Florida wants to keep Reinhart and Montour, like,
I mean, this is perfect for them. But I mean, you would take the cup 10 out of 10 times. You don't care about that.
But if you don't get it, then what happens?
Yeah, the interesting thing becomes this: if you lose, sure, you might get them cheaper. But now you've lost 2 cup finals in a row. You blew a 3-0 lead. You got to change something up. You can't run it back again. There's clearly some issue there.
Yep.
But,
and that's why Bill Zito looks like he's seeing ghosts every time Edmonton scores. He knows what's at stake.
Yeah. Well,
Water
especially because if he's not going to get GMs don't keep their jobs forever. If they start next year bad, the coach has got to go, and if they miss the playoffs next year, he might just get fired. These guys don't last forever.
It's a high turnover league for those positions right now, unless your team has a plan. And I think Bill Zito's built up enough good grace. I mean, he's been signing a lot of long-term
he might get
contracts,
longer, but shit changes so fast. I mean, we saw with the Flames, you trade Kachuk after Goudreau walks, and now you're shit. That's just a bad run organization, a little different.
That's just bad all around.
But if they lose Reinhart, Montour, and I don't know, Bennett, that's a different team next year, man. It might not be as good.
100%. And you got a lot of guys who are playing some of the best hockey they've played in their whole career. Who's to say they're not going to do that next year? Like, I look at a guy like Nico Mikkola, who they locked up, and he's a great player. He's having a great year, but he wasn't that player up until the second half of this season. So you're really banking on him holding that game for a long time.
There's also some guys, even just the 1-year deals, like Ekman Larson refound his game, but what if you give him a couple years and then he just goes back to being OEL?
Also, OEL getting your top minutes in Game 7 is going to be an issue.
Getting a majority of your shots halfway through the game.
And getting the power play time.
Problem, man.
Yeah. Here's another one. What happens with Bobrovsky, man? If he he looked amazing. Now he looks like shit. What do you do with
I don't know if you can pin this on him because the offense hasn't done anything.
You can't pin shit on him, but also
no, I'm saying for next year. He had a great year this year. What if he goes back to being bad Bobrovsky? He's got the Markstrom syndrome where he has one good year, one bad year. If you waste the good year,
Bobrovsky is that's where that started. Is win a Vezina 1 year and then just be crappy the next.
You're wasting his good year. And he's older. Isn't he 34, 35?
Yeah, that might be the answer to the problem here because his no move is taken off as of July 1st. It's a no trade.
There you go.
So
the only issue is Spencer Knight hasn't played an NHL game.
Oh, and did you see
goalie in there?
Bobrovsky wasn't even in the starters crease?
Yeah, I was going to say that he missed practice today. It was Stolarz and Knight playing. Listen, the balls of Chris Knobloch to take out Skinner and put in Pickard in round 2, if they do it in Game 7 of the Cup Finals and lose,
biggest fucking cojones on earth. Holy smokes!
But if you win, you're the greatest coach of all time. If you lose,
you win anyway. You're a god. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but if you lose and do that, fired on the spot. I don't care.
That's why Bobrovsky's going to play perked up with whatever issue he's got. It's all good. And we'll know how good Bobrovsky is seconds into that game. That first shot he faced, we'll know what Bobrovsky would do.
I do feel bad for him because, Edmonton has kind of adopted the Florida style of, hey, we're just going to, crowd your crease a lot. But, Florida has a bad issue of dumping players onto their goalie, which is really stupid. And, he's kind of looked not perfect since Game 4. So, I don't know. Maybe just, stop pushing players onto your goalie, guys. Come on.
To gotta go back to the conversation of Bill Zito, I think he's got very good job security there. The Panthers are having more success right now than they have in their franchise history. But man, losing back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals potentially, and the way you do it in the second one, I don't know if there's a precedence for that. There's not a precedence for blowing a 3-0 lead in a championship series across all sports. The last time it happened in the NHL, Stalingrad was happening. So that's a different game. That's a different lifetime ago.
Let's compare it to other sports. The Falcons got half a season after that, and everyone got canned.
Yeah.
When they had that colossal collapse. You don't get a lot of time if you fuck this up.
If you fuck this up, he'll get all of next year. But like I said, with the offseason they got coming up, if they come out of this offseason worse and they just have, let's say they finish in the wild card spot and just get dumped in round 1, there's a lot of pressure, man. You went from cup final, blowing a 3-0 lead to now you're not even the best team in the Atlantic. It's okay. They're gonna get Marner. Just you watch. They'll pull some crazy shit.
More on
No,
that
that's Boston.
later.
Are you kidding me? But yeah, like I think Pierce and I brought it up with the Panthers all season. Like we kept looking at their cap friendly, and we're just like, they got a lot of people up in the next year or two that they're gonna have.
Change is gonna happen regardless whether they win or not.
Yep.
But it'd be better to make that change with a banger hanging from your roof.
Of course.
Trust me, I don't think the Hawks gave a crap when they had to gut half of their roster after the
After the
Andrew
Cup's
Ladd,
already
bye-bye.
dead.
Dustin Bufflin, bye-bye.
Andrew Ladd, bye. Sopel, bye.
Oh, we'll have to pick Jalmerson over Niemi. Bye-bye.
Oh, dude, imagine if they picked Niemi over Jalmerson. Like, that literally changes the whole trajectory of the 2010s. Just want to say that. But, yeah, the Cup final is, like, better than anything I could have asked for, especially after the first two games. I thought this was going to be just because, like, Pierce and I had this talk. We were like, this series can either be really good or Florida could just step on their throat. And it looked like Florida was just going to step on their throat. And then the second, we say this in everything, like every sport, everything we do, the second you take your fucking foot off the gas, everything goes downhill. It doesn't matter.
Hard to put it back on. It's just.
And the voices are loud. The voices are loud right now.
Every mistake is multiplied by 10. You take a penalty and something happens, man. Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't envy the position they're in, that's for sure. You should be praying to God you're at home because Edmonton would be loud.
They're lucky. They are lucky that it's even got to a game because, like, if Bobrovsky doesn't steal game one, it's series over right now.
Yeah.
I said this when we previewed the Cup final. I'm like, if Florida wins this, it's going to be short, and it looked like that's what was going to happen. But I said the longer this series drags out, I think that's where the Oilers can get on the Panthers, and that's exactly what's happened. It's been a complete 180, and kind of to bring up some more interesting stats, like how big that game 5 was. Funny enough, that was the first time a Canadian team won a Cup final game on the road since the Oilers did in 2006 when Fernando Pisani scored an overtime shorthanded goal. Yeah.
So Vancouver didn't and Montreal didn't.
No.
Vancouver
neither did Ottawa. No, neither did Ottawa.
I forgot Ottawa was even in the Cup final.
Well, Ottawa got spanked. Exactly. Montreal got spanked. Yeah, that actually checks out. That actually checks out.
Jesus Christ, man.
But yeah, it's all in all, it's fitting a team like the Oilers, a team to like the team that could break the Canadian Cup drought. This is exactly how it's played out. It's honestly perfect.
It's like, how did they break the Canadian drought? Well, you see, the best player in the world played like the best player in the world. And that kind of set the tone off. But, I mean, yeah, I just can't wait to see what Game 7 holds, because you just look at iconic cup run. Whichever team wins, it's an iconic cup run. Florida flat out dominated. They beat their rival, their big brother, who had their fucking number. They manhandled Boston again, which I don't think gets talked about enough. And then they beat the best team in the NHL in the regular season. And when I say beat them, I mean freaking beat them. And yeah, they're about to almost blow a series. But you know what no one ever talks about? The Blackhawks coming almost back against the Canucks. You know why they don't talk about it? Because the Canucks won Game 7. That's all it takes for Florida to cement their legacy. The Oilers, on the other hand, immortality. Like, you already were going to be immortal for winning in Canada, but, like, actual immortality across all sports.
Oh, absolutely.
And it couldn't have worked. Like, Sean McDonough, everyone's watching you. Everyone. The finals have been over for a week.
Oh, my God.
You're getting prime ESPN time with no other sport worth of relevance on, besides like the Euro and the CONCACAF, but like Copa America. But like, I don't even think those matches will be over by then. You better not put up a stinker, because everyone is going to be watching. What better way to grow the sport than the best player in the world shitting on people in Game 7 to complete a 3-0 comeback? Like,
or if you're American,
scores the fucking OT winner, man, that shit will be remembered forever.
Or if you're a casual American tuning in, watching someone like Matthew Tkachuk help lead a team to their first Stanley Cup in Florida.
Either watching guys
that one doesn't sound as cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, that one doesn't sound
all
as cool.
eyes are going to be on this game tomorrow. For the love of God, can the broadcasting crew show up in the States? I know Canada's will. I'm not worried about Chris Cuthbert.
Oh, we're so lucky with Chris Cuthbert.
It's going to be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about what I said with the Panthers earlier, like how they were this joke of a franchise for most of their existence, but and here you are in back-to-back Stanley Cup finals, and it's like the monkey paw. Oh, we're a good, successful team, but we still haven't won anything, and we lose back-to-back Cup finals and blew a 3-0 lead in the second one. Like they were clearly outclassed by Vegas last year. Like Vegas pummeled them, but they. Like this should have been over in a sweep. I thought it was going to be over in a sweep, and like here we are in Game 7. So I just like the precedent. Like this is such a special moment right now. Like this should be being talked about more, but no, it's hockey. But like there's no precedence. Yeah, there's no precedence. Like the closest thing you got to go across to other sports. Like the closest thing I can think of is LeBron beating Golden State in 2016 single-handedly, like what McDavid has done. But again, like 3-0, there's no room for error. You have to win 4 in a row to win the championship, and they're on the cusp of that. And like if Florida does that, like when's the last team to blow back-to-back Stanley Cup finals? I can't think of one. Like it's so hard to get back to that point.
Almost Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's true. But before that, I can't think of the last one. Like, we probably got to go back to the 80s, even 70s. So
it's unprecedented territory for the sport. You're 100% correct in that regard.
Mm-hmm. And we know the big players are going to show up, but I think what makes these games so special is like there could be someone you don't expect to show up and be the hero as well.
Yeah. And the thing is, all the Oilers' depth has been showing up, so it's going to be interesting to see if any.
Ryan Lomberg's opening the scoring, baby. Let's fucking go.
Ryan Lomberg from Kevin Stenlund
and Nick Cousins. Holy shit! Get excited, guys.
The worst
Kevin
fourth line
Stenlund
to ever
masterclass
exist.
is still on the menu, though. You're so right about that. Sorry.
I'm just I don't know if Florida can do it if you don't see anything out of like Reinhart and Verhaeghe and even Tarasenko. Like one of them has to.
Tarasenko's had a good series, I think. Sorry, I don't.
No, that's looked like one of the better Florida forwards. Absolutely.
I just meant more like get a goal, but he has looked good.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Like I know Tkachuk had that one really good game, but even you can have a good game, but if you're not putting up points, especially in a Game 7, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think like nothing is going to help Florida more than if Brandon Montour just like rails a piss missile in on the power play 5 minutes in.
And shut Patrick up because he hates him.
Patrick, I had to mute that chat. I can't listen to him when the game's on. It's ridiculous.
Is there Panthers
Jacob
fans
will be
in
like,
that chat?
Jacob will be like, Fogle! And then Patrick will be like, I'm killing myself. And then we're all just like, guys, it's not that bad. And then he's just like, no, it is fucking bad. And I'm
it
like,
was really funny because like it started in Game 4 where it was like Edmonton won 8-1 and I was celebrating and Drew was telling me to like kill myself. I'm like, dude, it's 8-1. It's the fourth game. It's 3-1. Just like let it happen. Patrick's like, no, they're coming back now. And I'm like, doubt it.
Broken into existence, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, like I get at this point now, it's Game 7. If you lose, sure, throw your toys out of the pram. It's the worst.
I don't know what I would do if my team blew a 3-0 lead in the Cup final. Again, there's no precedence for like Leafs fans can't even feel that pain.
Yeah, last time it happened, they felt that pain while they were on the beaches of Normandy. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's could you imagine one of them pulls out a phone? It's like, dude, we lost, and they're like, "What are you fucking? We're in Germany,
what is that rectangle in your hand? Like,
we have to storm the bunker. Shut up." This is.
While I'm here in the middle of this, here are my top 10 brain rot memes. Like the guys are like, "Okay, man."
hand him a freaking. Oh God.
All right, boys. Big thing here. What do we think's going to happen tomorrow? What are our predictions? Who wants to go first here?
Jacob, fire away.
Oilers 5-2 win. McDavid hat trick. McDavid Conn Smythe. It doesn't matter who
Okay.
wins. McDavid's getting the Conn
Regardless
Smythe.
of what happens, is it McDavid Conn Smythe?
Yeah, it's McDavid's Conn Smythe. I don't care.
I was not on that train until Game 5, and now I'm on that.
Oh,
train.
Yeah, I
absolutely.
mean that was the same with me. I'm like,
If
was
they
like,
got
dude-
swept, it was Florida's. But
yeah. I was like, dude, you're gonna give this guy like again, J.S. Shiger, he didn't give a shit about winning that Conn Smythe. Like his team just lost in Game 7. I don't know how, even if the Oilers lose, you give it to anyone else at this moment.
See, it's like Oilers win, McDavid gets a cup. Oilers lose, I get the best fucking meme of all time with McDavid holding that Conn Smythe. Like it's gonna be the best reaction meme of all time because he's gonna look like Verlander when the chick's trying to jump off the roof. Like I'm so serious.
There are no like as memes go, there is no loser tomorrow. Edmonton coming back and losing, and just the despair their fans are going to feel from blowing that. McDavid with a Conn Smythe and no cup, or Florida fans blowing a 3-0 lead. There is no bad outcome for the meme community. This is the greatest.
That's what Game
Haters
7
are
does.
up tonight. All
Yeah,
right,
it's
haters are
amazing.
gonna be up tomorrow, regardless. But all right, I gotta make a prediction. Screw it. I want to pick Florida so bad. Like I really do. I feel like all they need is just to score first, and they'll ride that momentum. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Like, Pierce, how many times have I told you this playoff run? This team is playing like a freaking hot cup team, and I can't get over it. It's the strong penalty kill. It's the ability to park the bus when you have a lead, which is something that's not getting talked about enough with the Oilers right now. I never thought they could play this way, and they are. Dude, I think they win like 3-1 tomorrow. It's going to be a fucking bloodbath. But, like, I think Skinner makes enough saves. They're going to get some depth goal from someone we're not expecting. It's going to be like freaking
Janmark.
Yeah, it's going to be Janmark or get like Evander Kane.
Corey Perry.
One of the stars is actually going to show up. Like, I bet it's Draisaitl. Draisaitl finally gets his cookie, and it's to put him over the top. I got the Oilers 3-1.
Okay, so I was reading through like what teams like erased a 3-0 deficit to even force Game 7. I think only 10 teams have done it. The last team to do it was the Kings when they came back from 3-0 down. You obviously mentioned the Blackhawks earlier, and it's like, yeah, do we remember the 2011 Detroit Red Wings coming back from 3-0 down against the Sharks in the second round?
No,
But,
I haven't even heard of that.
Well, yeah, the Oilers being the first team since 1945 to even erase a 3-0 deficit in Game 7 of the Cup final. The last closest thing were the Devils in 2012 when they pushed it to Game 6, and funny enough, Adam Henrique was on that team. Time I'm thinking of
Who was the idiot on the Devils that took the 5-minute
Steve Bernier.
major?
Steve
Fuck
Bernier.
You robbed us of greatness, Steve Bernier.
Don't worry, Henrique's gonna fulfill the destiny 12
He's
years
going to
later.
take the 5-minute major this time.
One of the four
God,
times.
stop!
Don't worry, Edmonton will kill it off.
Yeah, you're probably right. So
the karma from
one of-
like the nurse knee. Sorry. Just like, of course they don't get the nurse neon knee at that time, and then they give them some bullshit when he games up. I'm sorry, Pierce.
Oh, if the Oilers lose, it's Darnell Nurse delay of game. Come on.
Oh, man.
You're a nasty
So-
individual. Holy smokes. Putting that bad aura into the world when you want the Oilers to win is crazy. I'm sorry.
You know what the best thing about Darnell Nurse is? I haven't noticed him at all, which is a good thing.
Besides
Yeah,
that
I
piss
mean,
missile in game
I was going to
6,
say that one
That's true.
goal. That
or
one
game
goal.
4, whichever
Yeah,
one
you
it was.
fucking rocketed one in.
So only 4 times in NHL history has a team come back from 3-0 down to win 4 straight. I think one of the craziest examples was the 2010 Flyers, who were not only down 3-0 in that series, they were down 3-0 in Game 7, and then they scored 4 straight goals to win that game. I think that's what's going to happen this game. Panthers are going to take a 3-0 lead, and then the Oilers are going to score 4 straight and win it, and Corey Perry is going to get one of them, and Cody Ceci, Mr. Game 7, is going to get one of them, and the Oilers win. I'm putting ultimate chaos out there.
Put
We've gone
money
this
on it.
far. Let's do it.
Time out. Pierce, do you want Patrick to kill himself? Is this like what? Is this the end game here? Because I think him kill himself. All my Panthers fans might be on suicide watch if that happens. Holy smokes.
The state of Florida might just blow up.
You know what?
Yes.
Get my parents out of there before that happens, please.
Wait,
Don't worry, we'll get them on a flight out of there.
Mom, Dad, you're gonna have to leave. My favorite thing also has been my dad going to the bar to watch the Cup final and watching all the Florida Panther fans leave in the second period, the last couple games. Oh god, he's like they're already gone, and it'll be like 9:30, and that's like not even midway through the second. It's just like everyone knows the inevitable. Florida, you need to shock the world. Because Edmonton, what Edmonton's about to do is not going to be shocking after the last 3 games. Sorry, Pierce.
Yeah, at this point, I'd be more surprised if Florida won, to be honest. But yeah, I think that's what happens. I just
to Schmidt's point about score first and win. 5 of the 6 games, the first team to score won. Only game 2, where Edmonton scored first with Ekholm and then gave up 4 straight.
Hell yeah, let's go. So
I'm
whoever
trying to
gets the
think
first
of-
goal better fucking win.
Also, shout out the Oilers for games 4 and 5, the first goal being shorthanded.
First team in Stanley Cup final history to do that, apparently.
Connor Brown, and then I think it was Matthias Janmark the game before. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You can only be so goated with the sauce.
I think the last few game 7s, the team that scored first has won. So yeah, it's incredibly cliche, but there's a reason why. It holds
St. Louis
true.
scored first against Boston.
Yeah, Boston in 2011. Carolina did against the Oilers. Tampa against Calgary, and then I think it would have been Colorado, New Jersey. Those are the ones I can think of.
Who's the Ruslan Fedotenko of this game 7? That's the real question.
Oh, and Pittsburgh 2000. They scored first too. Who's going to be the Max Talbot? Who's going to be the Ruslan Fedotenko? Who's going to be the Alex Tanguay?
Fucking Max Talbot. I hate this. It's so going to be Nick Cousins, but
God damn it! Why does it have to be him?
Because he just got back in the lineup, and we're going to write 8 articles about it.
Yeah, but he's so annoying.
Yeah, that's why he's going to be a Blackhawk, bro. Get excited. Oh my gosh. Annoying doesn't. Never mind. Oh my gosh. What's next on the
Well,
docket?
damn, we spent over 40 minutes talking about that, which honestly, I'm glad this
It's
series
worthy.
deserves that
It's
kind of attention.
fucking worthy
It was
of it.
absolutely.
It's okay. We'll fly through
Absolutely.
the next stuff because none of this stuff is funny.
Yeah, man, maybe
We're
Vince signing Philadelphia.
not going to
Cool.
talk long about that one.
Yeah, I don't think the only thing we're going to talk about with Mitchkov is LMAO, Montreal. You guys fucking suck.
Mitchkov is
Dude,
pulling a
they're making
Gauthier, and
goals
he's
back
coming to
with
Chicago.
Perchance.
Woo!
I
That's
just
what's happening.
if he didn't sign for 3 years is the only acceptable outcome to take somebody over him. The fact he's here the next year is you're stupid. Whoever took 6 is well, actually, he said he wasn't going to sign in Arizona, so that's at least kind of fair. But
Yeah.
He's the only
He
person to
would
do
have
that.
signed if
Weirdly
they were in
enough,
Utah. If he knew that a year ago, he might have.
you're
yeah,
right.
I
You're
mean,
totally
that's
right.
funny though.
Oh no.
Jacob froze it again. Oh no.
Because they took
There we
Simishev.
go.
It's Simishev and Reinbacher before him, and it's at least Will Smith is good. The other guys aren't. Oh man.
I like
Am I
this
still-
precedent of the young Russian wanting to sign sooner. This is a good development, especially towards the Blackhawks second pick.
Yeah,
There's always the Russian.
there is always the
Shows
Russian.
up. This is the
With the
worst.
We see it with the NCAA so much more where they don't sign with the team that drafts them. It almost never happens with a Russian unless it's Kaprizov coming 2 years later.
Hell yeah. Love Capri.
You know what? That's such a good point you bring up. It's more likely a player in the NCAA is going to skip out signing on you than a player from Russia. That is such a good point.
Yeah, man. Fuck you, Adam Fox.
No, that's right. He would have been a Flame. Because he was
Or
grabbed by the
Hurricane.
Flames and then traded to Carolina in the Hamilton trade. Then he got traded to the Rangers. Damn.
Just, yeah. What a fucking... that trade, it was so nuts when you think back on it. Adam Fox is great. Noah Hannafin's pretty good. Elias Lindholm exists.
And
Michael
then
Furlan
Matthias-
was... Michael Furlan was great. And who was the other one?
Oh my God, Michael Furland. I think that was a trade.
Is it just those 5? Yeah.
There's probably
Yeah,
some
I
pick in
believe
there.
so.
that we're
Fox,
not
Hamilton,
remembering.
Hannafin.
Probably.
Yeah. Still, though, that's 3 great defensemen. And then, Lindholm.
Michael Furland.
And then Lindholm. Poor
Dude,
guy.
he's going to... I'm saying this now. He's getting 90 points next year next to Pasta.
It's like the Family Guy meme where they do the Super Justice League and it's and there's Meg.
And
That's Michael Furland.
And there's
yeah, it happens. So I mean, like you said, the Cutter Gauthier, Adam Fox, Jimmy Vesey, it just way more often with Americans, and you're seeing it now with like actual
Rucker
like
McGroarty is about
higher-
to be a thing.
higher draft.
Kevin Hayes.
It goes all the way back to Blake Wheeler. With,
Yeah, that worked out so well for him, bro.
Yeah. I still don't get that, but we won't get into it. I think Blake Wheeler did it like a while back.
I think he was like the
there's
first
more
one to do
examples
it
with
because
the
I mean,
Russians.
I don't think he wanted to sign in Arizona, which like LMAO fair.
No, I don't blame him.
He was the
LMAO
first
still
Arizona
ended
hater
up
like
with
20
the
years ago.
franchise.
Oh,
Part of the
man.
franchise.
So I don't know. Do we have any more thoughts on Mitchkov, or do we want to get to the trades here? Because there were a couple that happened. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday.
I
Mitchkov's
really want
gonna
to
be-
know who. Go
Oh,
ahead.
you go first.
I just want to know who Mitchkov's playing with.
Oh
Because,
yeah, that's fair.
You know, I think from the way the river mill's going, Philly's got a trade up their sleeve with Ottawa. So I'm very curious
Apparently,
to see how
Philly's
that
got
all
like
goes out.
2 or 3 trades up their sleeve, so I'm really curious to see what happens. But I'm curious to see
Breer?
how Mitchkov gels with Torts because not a match made in heaven, but hey,
I
Hey,
did think
listen,
of
the
that.
guy got along with Panarin, so I know it's possible.
and anything's possible. It does give us maybe one of the most stacked Calder Trophy potentials, like with Celebrini and him, Nazer and Wolf. It's going to be fucking great. I love it.
A lot of young talent.
Yeah.
Smith too. Like, give me a
And speaking of a team that has no young talent, the Washington Capitals acquired.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Washington.
Calgary, but that works too.
No, they have Dustin Wolf.
That's
Come on.
true. You're right.
Oh, yeah. Washington is committed to being mid for 8 more years.
Yeah, but guys, they won the trade,
Oh,
so we should be excited about it.
wow.
And if we don't, we're stupid. That's what I've gathered from Capital fans, at least.
What?
Yeah.
Caps would have to do that?
Just because you win a lose-lose trade doesn't mean it's a win. I hate to break it to you.
That's
Oh no,
such
you
a
got
good
rid of
save.
one of the worst goalies of all time. Here's your reward: 7 years of 60 points at $8.5 million. Great.
He didn't even get 60 points last year. He had like 40 points.
I'm assuming he bounces back to his career high of 62. Oh, shiver me timbers! That's worth $8.5
Wow,
million.
his career high
Shiver
is
me
962.
Jesus, he is the perfect example of a player who got overpaid because he's big. He does nothing else. He doesn't even show up in the playoffs.
Unless
Except
he's
that
playing
one
the
year
Leafs.
against Toronto.
At least he's got the work ethic, though. You know, right? Like, at least he wants to put the effort in.
Yeah.
He doesn't give up on plays. Never. No.
Dude, if they still had Kuznetsov, they could have the laziest line of all time. Holy shit.
Oh man.
Welcome back, Evgeny Kuznetsov. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Man.
Dude, they
Yeah.
literally looked at their lineup and they were just like, you know, I have this really good 60-point 25-year-old that I really like at center. You know what? Let's duplicate it, but with all the opposite personality traits. This should go so well. Like they just got Strome on that tremendous deal. And now it's like, you know, the money Strome's probably worth, you're paying Dubois.
Yeah, you're no longer getting like any cap benefit. The crazy thing I don't get either is like I understand going for it for like another year or two because Ovi wants the record and all that. You have to keep him like somewhat happy. But like when he leaves, you still have him and Tom Wilson for like 5 more years. What the like?
Wilson,
I guess it's the next
15
GM's
million
problem. It's just the next GM's problem at this point. Like that guy knows he's not going to be there for it.
He's in the Stan Bowman position. Guys, we're going to keep winning. Except like his players aren't 27 and 28 when it's actually
Yeah,
possible.
they're 38 and
They are
changing
retirement
Not
home.
playing anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pierce.
goals. Yeah,
I was just saying
it's-
they're retirement home.
I also don't know what they're going to do now. If I'm not mistaken, with this contract, their cap space gets like infinitely more crunched.
Yeah, and they still got to extend Lindgren, and it's gonna be a fun time. But it's okay, guys. Connor McMichael's like not ass, so they'll be good.
Yeah, so Lindgren's got a year left. So
Raise
congratulations
the
to
banner
your
for that.
goalie of the future, who's also 30.
You're going in the future to 1 year later, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, holy
Damn,
shit.
Jacob's got some bangers this episode.
Bro, this is like if the Hawks fucking gave Lincoln in a 5x5 after 2021.
This isn't. It's insane. Even
my
their
Lord.
score 38, 25
5x5.
Dubois, 30, 37, unless Oshie retires.
She's
27,
probably gonna retire.
34, 31, and 28 was Sonny Milano. Wow, what are we
That's
getting
right
at
now.
here?
I don't know.
Their
That sounds
average-
like the 2006 Team Canada roster.
Their average age is 29.6 for forwards and 28.1 for D.
That was not. That
was a good one. That was a good one, Pierce. I'm choosing to ignore it. Oh man,
Oh, that's very funny.
it's okay.
But,
at least they have a good
sorry.
prospect pool.
I want to talk about another part of this trade because we're so focused on Dubois. I'm very intrigued as to what this opens LA to do because they have their goalie now. Like you assume that Kemper can like stop more than 90% of the shots he faces.
Oh, he didn't
He'll be
last
good.
year.
Be
Well,
better
you know,
than
we don't-
Talbot and Riddick, please.
Don't talk about that part, but that's okay. But like they need top 6 wing help. I'm very curious if that gives them the ammo, whether it's cap space or prospects, to go after because I know y'all saw the latest report where it's like Natchez, like what Carolina wants is not going to lead to a trade. It's probably going to end up in an offer sheet.
Yeah,
Dude, if I'm LA,
I
don't
don't
offer
know
sheet Natchez.
I don't think LA can.
Hell yeah.
Do they not have the picks? Oh,
They don't have their second or third this year.
The Blackhawks.
Oh no, but it'll be next year's picks. So you're right, they could.
is it 20? Yeah, what are their 2025 picks?
They have all of their 2025 and 2026 picks. So if they do
I'm
the
just
one,
saying.
if they do the one that they think where it's this year's or next year's first, second, third, and the year after's first, they could do it.
Dude, who's to say that it's not like this is the perfect team to do it too. They have had it succeed in the past with Kevin Fiala. They didn't offer sheet to be fair,
No,
but,
but
they
did.
picked their winger to strike on. I think
Mhm.
Natchez is their winger because I don't think they can get I don't think they're going to go back to the well with Winnipeg with Ehlers. I don't think that's going to happen again. Line
No,
could
I don't
happen.
Line
But
would be
I-
interesting, but
I just don't think Line is what they want. Like I feel
You
like
go from
Natchez fits
PLD
what
to
they're
Patrick
going
Laine. Love it.
yeah,
for. Natchez can play wing then because they
Yeah.
want to move Byfield back to center. You put Natchez on the right.
As they
He
should.
basically replaces Arvidsson in your top 9, which I think is a fine replacement. Could be interesting.
yeah, you have Fiala, Kopi, Deneau, Kempe, Moore, Byfield, Lafreniere, Line.
Not laughing there.
Oh, sorry guys, you want Natchez? Might as well just trade Trevor Moore to the Blackhawks just as compensation.
I just don't. Speaking
Funny
of
you bring that up.
Carolina, I don't get what they're getting at with the Natchez stuff. You're not getting you're not trading from a position of strength. You have to kind of just take something, or you're gonna get like 2 firsts. and
18th
they're gonna be
overall
like-
pick and Taylor Radish. You get what you get and you don't get upset.
Yeah, congratulations, it's Taylor Radish, and that's it.
From Washington's end of thing, like Pierre-Luc Dubois, I'm all for like empowering players to play where they want to, but this is gonna be like the one example where like it ruins it for everyone of like
Everyone involved is like, we're never doing this again.
maybe I'll just stay here. Yeah, and like good on him for going to where he wants to. Though I don't think he wanted to go to Washington, but like good on him for getting the money. But yeah, I think Rob Blake is on the hot seat right now, and
Yeah.
I don't know how much job security he has, but good on him for because he's like obviously you're not going to go up and say, oh, Pierre-Luc Dubois is available, but just to be like, okay, this is not working out, and we got an opportunity to trade him. Let's do it, and hopefully get their starting goalie back or just an average goalie in Darcy Kemper. Like I commend Rob Blake for that, but yeah, any talk of like player rights or whatever you want to say for it, like I think that's gonna like yeah, you want to have player empowerment, but then it's like, oh, this is what Pierre-Luc Dubois did, and it's gonna ruin it for
We don't want
everyone
another
else.
Dubois situation. One thing that's not talked about enough, especially because you said with Rob Blake as the GM, he has fumbled such a good position. You look at the defense prospects they had at one point and the young forward core they had, it's gone. All they have left is like Brant Clark coming up. They're going to lose.
I was just going to say something about that because, like, where is this highly touted Brant Clark that we've all heard so much about the last 3 years? Like, I'm sorry, most young defensemen are in the league by now.
He can't beat out. Like, obviously, Drew Doughty's going to beat him, of course.
And Spence took a step this year. I'll give him that. Jordan Spence and Matt Roy.
Like, you're not going to
Spence. Let's go. Shit. I just thought about it. It's like, okay, so they have Doughty, they have Spence, they have Matt Roy. Shit. Yeah, he probably doesn't fit on the right side.
But now they're going to let Matt Roy walk. And, like, Spence took a jump, but, like, Kings fans still hate him because he can't play defense. Sean Walker.
Kyle Davidson, that's your cue.
Sean Walker's gone. Sean Dursey's gone. LJ Grons is gone because you had to get rid of what's his fake Cal Pedersen to Philly.
Oh my lord!
Tobias Bjornfot's gone because he couldn't make your team. Alex Turco's shit. Alex Turco's shit.
Turcotte signed a 3.
I was so high on that guy.
Arthur Kaliev wants out. Like, this young forward core 4 or 5 years ago, and defense is like gone. Your team is now what your team is. Like, if you don't take it to swing on Natchez, you're kind of just fucked.
Feels like they didn't strike the iron while it was hot. Like, yeah, we talk about it's good to have a good prospect pool, but if you're not, if they're not going into the NHL right away and you're not using that to get NHL ready talent, then, like, what are you doing? We've seen Florida do it. We've seen Vegas does it all the time. They'll draft a player and it's like, okay, we know they're not going to be on our team within a few years. Let's trade them and get.
Let's trade last year's first round pick for Thomas Hurdle, and it's like, okay,
yes,
did you need Hurdle? No, but this guy wasn't going to play for you.
Why the hell not?
LA hoarded their prospects, and then they started just like Dursey for a third, and now he's a great power play quarterback. Walker to get rid of a contract. You held on to Bornfot and Grons until they had no value.
Like the same with Turcotte.
I feel like they stagnated.
And it's funny, the guy they got rid of to get better is the guy that actually became good in Brock Faber. And it's like, really? That's
Brock
the one
Faber never going to sign there. That's
I know it's unfortunate, but still, though, the one that you were like, okay, get him out of here, was the one that actually became good.
Yeah, get out of here. Yeah, scram.
I couldn't agree more. I feel like the thing I was laughing about because Pierce was like, you got to strike when the iron's hot. And I was like, the iron was hot. They just ran into a fucking tsunami that's named Connor McDavid. And that kind of put the the fire out a little bit.
You are right.
Like, they have run into McDavid 3 straight fucking times. This is probably how the Blues felt when they ran into Taves and Kane every fucking
Yeah. I mean,
it's
to
like,
be fair.
Now what do we do?
To be fair, is it Connor McDavid?
You are right.
Or is it Connor McDavid facing Cam Talbot and David Riddick 3 years in a row?
Okay, but we've been talking about this for 3 fucking years. Like, this isn't on the roster. It's on the fucking GM for not getting a goalie.
3 years, and like now it's Kemper, and then it was Riddick and Talbot, and the year before it was Corpusalo, and it's like, you guys are just
freaking Quick almost won them that series in 2022. The first time.
Nothing should tell you Rob Blake's mindset than him extending Phoenix Copley. That was the goalie he chose to extend. The guy who has been absolute dog water in the NHL, besides like a 30-game stint with y'all. Like, I'm sorry.
When did he extend Copley? Was that last year?
I swear to God, Copley's got a 2-year deal. Like,
it's not on cap friendly right now.
Oh, it was a 1-year extension then. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
Extending him in the first place should just show.
Oh, absolutely. No, I totally agree.
Oh, yeah, we're good with Talbot and fucking Copley. Give me a fucking break.
Also, it's really funny to cut you off. Their left side is so bad compared to their right. I know Gavrikov's kind of bounced back since like he had a rough start. Mikey Anderson hasn't lived up to his hype. I don't even know
Mikey Anderson from Matthias Samuel.
You know the Frank video where he's just like F, D, C-. That's literally their team.
These guys aren't real.
D-.
These guys aren't real.
Me with the Jays right now, my right, Jacob.
Sorry, Jacob.
Trevor Lewis on this team. What's wrong with them?
He's so good. He won 2 cups, Jacob. He's so good.
Decade ago. It's it, boys. Blackhawks are ready to compete. Brian Bickle, you are coming back.
Listen,
welcome back.
People were talking about insanity runs. Brian Bickle had an insanity run of a lifetime.
That playoff.
Well, for 2 years he did. He was good in the 2014 playoffs. People forget. Yeah, like 7 goals.
Yeah, but if you start saying that, the insanity run doesn't sound as fun.
You're right. Yeah. People forget about Bubble Matthew Highmore, though, in 2020. Guess who lost to that team in the bubble, by the way?
Oh my god. Sorry, I forgot. Now I remember.
I know I can't beat you, but he can.
Yeah,
Brings out
Matthew
Corey
Highmore and Corey
Matthew
Crawford.
Highmore.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of Brandon Saad in there too.
You know, like the Amazon documentary, it starts with Connor McDavid lifting the cup. Yeah, wasn't an easy road here, and it just like flashes back to them in the bubble and like Matthew Highmore's story.
Please, I need a clip of Highmore I need a tip of Highmore tying that game. I really do. Or like the bullshit tip from Taves to Murphy. Holy crap. Oh, what a fever dream. Fun times.
That just happened.
Jacob's just like, I'm gonna kill all of you. I just need the Sabres to do something.
Hey man, I would kill for a goal in the playoffs at this point, man. Give me some. Like people are like, I can't imagine blowing a 3-0 series in the final, and I'm like, dude, I can't imagine being in the final. Fuck
you guys are in the final
game. That's nuts.
Yeah.
You guys get to have fun. This shit's just agony. Oh, speaking of agony, let's go to the Flames. Sorry, Drew.
Drew, earmuff it. This is where the children need to earmuff.
Hey guys, don't
Same
worry.
with
Their
Zeke.
GM liked Kevin Ball more than Alexander Holtz.
Dude, that can't be a real quote. I know that's free speculating, but like, holy shit, that can't have any substance to it. Please.
If that is true at all, I mean, like, I understood some of the moves. Okay, picking up Daniil Maramonov in the Hanifin trade, whatever. You weren't going to get anything better besides the first. Okay, getting Grushnikov in a second instead of taking a first from the Oilers, kind of stupid, but yeah. And then fucking looking at this one, it's like, oh, but we have so much young wing talent. We're not going to get these guys. We're going to get Kevin Ball. But
can they stop trading with New Jersey? They've gotten brought to the Coles twice, and here's the crazy part: they got braked to the Coles twice by New Jersey, and they lost the Toffoli trade. Like
my god, the Toffoli.
Like the Devils are not on the right end of that fucking trade.
The funny thing is that trade sucked. At first, everyone was like, "Okay, well, the Devils squeezed them." It still sucks, but it's like, okay, well, it wasn't as bad. Now we're looking at this one. Kevin Ball is going to become like a top 4 defenseman now, just to shut us up.
He's going to be balling.
Kevin Ball has been traded for Taylor Hall and Jacob Markstrom. This dude's trade value among hockey men is unheard of.
That's right.
Kyle Davidson, please get him on our team.
Yeah, just claim him on waivers and then trade him for McDavid, please.
Kyle Davidson, pick up the phone, baby.
Yeah, I mean, listen, getting a first from Markstrom, I think getting this year's first would have been better because next year with Markstrom, the Devils are probably a lot better than 10th. I mean, and it's top 10 protected. Yeah. Well, and it's top 10 protected. So even if they aren't, the best you can get is 11th. So you should have took the 10th this year. But whatever. But Ball, that's the forward. That's the player you're getting back. You may as well just not took him. You don't need another depth defenseman. You have 15. I don't know, man.
Yeah, if I were a GM, I would have trained for Luke Hughes, but that's just me. I'm just built that
Yeah,
way.
they should have got Seamus Casey, actually.
They have Seamus Casey in the system. I hate New Jersey. Bro.
I know.
We're so drafting Cole Eiserman just to piss everyone off. Oh, my God.
They now have Daniil Maramonov, Kevin Ball. They claimed Joel Hanley on waivers, who has a year left. They claimed Braden Paschal on waivers, who has a year left. They traded for Nikita Okachuk,
or whatever.
Okachuk, who's now back in the KHL. And they still
How many chucks could be Okachuk?
Not enough, apparently.
Nice. And Oliver Shillington, who is an UFA, who they might not bring back.
Couldn't
and
change
like
the light bulb.
And don't forget they got Hunter, bunch of letters, and Yanni Yermo, who was also in that trade, who's also a depth defense. Like, dude, just collect.
Ease on my boy Sheet Liga 2022
Oh, no.
legend HB, all right?
I
Take
love-
it easy. Take it easy on Big Fella, all right?
I love him. He was a good pickup. I was more talking about Yanni Yermo.
No, I was just a second. You were like Henry bunch of letters. I was like, or 100 bunch of letters. I was like, don't shit on my boy, all right? I don't care if I've never seen a highlight of it. Don't shit on my boy.
Yanni Yermo, Jeremy Poirier,
Don't call him out like
Artem
that, bro.
Grushnikov, Yan Kuznetsov. Dude, this team is built to have a great AHL team, and that's it.
Who would win, the 2006 Canadian Olympic team or all the depth defensemen of Calgary?
Dude, if you put all the depth defensemen out at once, I think McDavid would still score.
Pierce, you know what position the Flames are in right now? Dude, they're in the freaking 2018 Blackhawks position, and they haven't won shit to be in that position.
Yeah.
Like, at least the Hawks won cups before they started sucking. Calgary's going to start sucking, and then they're going to have vets that are making too much money for too long, and they're going to rely on depth pieces that should probably be middle six talent to be top six talent. Like, I feel so bad for Connor Zary and Matt Coronado.
They have two forwards on their core or on their like actual top 12 right now who are under the age of 25. Connor Zary's 22, and the other one is Martin Pospisil, who is a great fourth liner.
And he's playing top line, bro. Like,
what how? And you're telling me you couldn't take Alex Holtz because he'll block Matthew Coronado, who's 21 and not in the NHL, or he'll block Samuel Honzik, who's shit.
Own.
Oh, just dude.
I like Honzik too, man.
So did I. I feel bad, dude. I like Jacob Peltier, but like he's 23 now, and like
of course, his name is Jacob.
What's Pierce's favorite saying?
Jacob,
Get off the pot, folks.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Just
I do
a
say
nod.
that.
Bad team.
I do say that.
I feel bad, but also like they're gonna get Higgins next year or McKenna in 2 years, and no one's gonna care.
Nah, McKenna's ours. He's ours.
I mean, to be fair, they do have 6 first rounders in the next 3 years. Unfortunately, it's
They want to be the
Vancouver,
Blackhawks so bad.
Vancouver, who was good this year. Hey, New Jersey, who you just gave. Oh, hey, that's Florida and Vegas. Oh, wow, these firsts kind of suck. Wow, you got a lot of late firsts there.
Call me crazy. They kind of have the right years to have those picks. I feel like if Florida's gonna fuck up, it's gonna be next year.
Yeah, but they're all top protected.
Oh God, you suck.
New Jersey. See, Vegas's isn't, but Vegas won't allow themselves to finish bad, so you're fucked there anyway. And Florida's is like, it's because part of the Kachuk trade where like it's top 10 protected. It's like, how did you like manage this?
Can I time out real quick? The Ottawa Senators and the San Jose Sharks have officially ruined trades for the rest of the time. Can I like have a little side tangent about this? Because like these idiots got burned so hard on their trade. Thank you, Pierce. Like they got burned so effing hard on their trades that they have scared every GM from ever having an unprotected first.
We're never gonna get a Phil Kessel Boston to Toronto trade again.
Never gonna fucking happen again. Never gonna fucking happen again. Because all these GMs got spooked because you wanted to spend the sun and the moon to get Duchesne, which ended up turning into Brady Kachuk and Bowen Byram, like in hindsight. And then you're looking at the Sharks who fucking traded it. Well, theirs was a little trickier because I think it involved like Carlson's extensions, but like it led to Tim Stutzer. So like teams see this now and they don't want to do this shit anymore. Fuck, even the Blackhawks almost got fucking screwed by this shit. They gave up the 6th overall pick.
Yeah.
And that was because Bowman was like, "Oh, I needed top 2 protected." Fuck off! Like,
That's
I just hate this shit.
This is really funny because you said, "Hey, at least they're going to tank in the right years for Higgins or McKenna." Incorrect. They don't have
the fucking pick
because they traded Sean Monahan with it. And even if it's
my
bottom
God,
10, no, wait.
Please tell me that pick has protection, please.
Because here's the great thing: it's protected top 10 that year, which means it'll push it to the next year, which is Gavin McKenna.
Oh my lord!
So this team next year is going to be bad, and let's say you can move. But they're going to be even worse the year after. So congratulations, Montreal. Enjoy Gavin McKenna.
Oh shit! They're so fucked.
Like this could go so bad if you trade Weegar and Anderson wants out, and Dustin Wolf isn't a good goalie. This team is bottom like easy.
Jacob, I did not know this team was fucked. Holy shit!
Well, the nice thing is Huberto and Kadri will still be there.
Hey, don't worry though,
Dude, you
guys.
need Huberto to get back to like a 70-point pace ASAP. Holy
For
shit!
real.
Don't worry, guys. We didn't give Edmonton Tanev. We won that one. Fucking idiots. They're still gonna win the cup. And
Literally, as GM, I would be like, "Oh, you want to give me a first? Oh, okay, I'll take it. Fine, I don't care
What's
that you're
better
my
than
division
taking
rival.
a
I just
first
got
from your
first.
freaking division rival, man? Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
That's just
don't-
a hockey thing in general.
Hey, but they wouldn't take Cody Ceci. But don't worry.
Kevin Ball.
Oh,
No
poor
CC,
Grant.
but we ballin'.
We balling. I don't even know, man. It's just this team is easily up in the top 3 for most poorly run with like Columbus, and I don't know somebody else. Fuck, I don't even know. It's those two,
Maple
and then
Leafs,
it's a drop off. Ah, yeah. It's the Brad Treliving Maple Leafs are 3rd. The Kyle Dubas Leafs are 4th.
Weird Brentford. That's
God,
interesting.
dude, so-
I'm sensing a pattern here.
Oh,
No, for real, probably Ottawa though. I put Ottawa in there.
they are. Yeah, they are pretty fucking poor.
Yeah, maybe the Capitals. The Capitals are getting there.
Also, can we just talk about why did it take so long to trade Markstrom to the team he was going to go to at the deadline?
Yeah, we all knew this was going to
And
happen.
you fucking retained. You weren't going to trade him at the deadline to them, even after asking because the owner said don't retain, and now you've retained.
Little Flames.
Dude, it's fucking.
Load Flames.
Anyway, let's talk about another Canadian team who did a stupid.
Oh, and by the way, since you bring up Markstrom being retained,
Yeah.
the Devils have 2 goalies locked up for $6.05 million, Markstrom and Allen. That's team tidy business, I think. By Tom
I still hate
Fitzdaddy.
Jake Allen. I don't know why.
Okay, they're
It's
gonna
just-
overpay.
I'm on my hater arc for Jake Allen. I'm sorry.
What do you do?
Yeah, I don't know. Exist, be a Canadian.
How they beat the Sabres in like 2018.
I don't even know. He might have been a blue at the time. I just like he's just like for some reason he sticks out as a guy not to like.
Auraless goalie.
He just has no aura. That's fine.
Exactly. Oh man. Sorry, I moved on to the Canucks, and I'm just looking at how shit this is looking for them.
Do we want to move
Joshua,
on
you're
to-
going to be so beautiful somewhere else.
Do we want to move on to the other Western Canadian team?
Yeah, let's
that
complete
made
the
a
whole.
move? Well,
complete the whole
technically, we
trip.
have 2 Western Canadian teams well, another one that might make a move, but
Oh yeah, they're after. Well, actually, they're sandwiching a collusion. Find the Rangers, but we'll talk about that later. This Hronek contract, I
more
hope
like horrendous.
is a good one. I hope he has.
I'm a
he's got- it's also fucking 3 years of a no movement clause. What were they thinking, man? Didn't he have like 40 points in the first 40 games and then 8 in the next 40 or something?
Probably.
It was something like that where like there was a season of 2 halves and he just fell off. And then he had 2 points in 13 playoff games. Oh, God, dude. This has potential to just reek if he fucking... That or they're just going to put him next to Quinn Hughes forever.
Well, that's the plan, I think.
Yeah, it's okay. You can do that. And then your next 4 defensemen are Carson Soucy, Noah Juleson, Mark Friedman, and UFA.
Ooh!
Ian Cole is a
Ooh.
UFA, and he's old. Tyler Myers is UFA and old. And Nikita Zadorov's getting like fucking $15 million a year, apparently.
Yeah, some team is going to overpay him.
That
Like crazy.
decor after those 2 is so bad. I don't know what to say.
Save me, Tom Willander. Save me. Is what Canucks thinking.
That is their
probably.
hope.
Their hope is that they outscore their problems, which
Do
I
they
feel
have
like is what
anybody
they're trying to
else?
build towards.
No, dude, their
No, I don't
only
think they
good
do.
prospect defenseman is actually Tom Willander. That's fucked.
No, they traded HB, bro. They traded him to Calgary.
I know. Like their hope is basically like the Swedish defensive Elias Pettersson is like actually.
Don't
useful.
worry, they have Jet Wu. His name is cool. Don't worry, guys.
No, actually, he said he's not resigning.
Never mind. Throw that out the window.
That one was pretty fast. Don't worry though. They got Akita Hirose, greatest college defenseman of all time. Dude, it's fucking it. I get keeping him because like if you lose him, I guess he was an RFA, so it's not as bad. You would have his rights still, but like if you trade him, then you don't have him. But like he really had them by the balls here because that defensive core after Susie, those next three guys just suck.
And that's what happens when you burn your bridges with the people you're trying to sign. I feel like, to Vancouver's credit, you signed up potentially your 1 and 2 defensemen going forward. So it's like you can fill out the bottom 4 way easier than filling out the top 4. But you're really banking on Hronek being the guy he was the last 18 months and not the guy he was 5 seasons before those 18 months. And that's
you're also hoping he was the guy 12 of the last 18 months and not the most recent 6 where he did almost nothing. It's yeah. And to your credit, you are right. You can find guys easily every season we see. I mean, Mikkola and stuff. You can find these $3 million, $2 million defensemen to come in for a year and play on the bottom 6. But man, having almost nobody to call up right away just isn't great. And you're still paying Mikheyev $5 million.
You guys, we forgot about Tucker Pullman. He still has 1 year left at $2.5 million. They're fine.
Isn't he dead? What happened?
Tucker Pullman, shut the fuck up.
Oh, dude, I forgot. This is when the fucking Ekman Larson buyout gets bad too. It's 2.5 this year, and then it's $5 million the next 2 years. Oh, I forgot.
God.
No. And he might have his name on the cup tomorrow. Oh no,
man! Vancouver is so good at their job, guys. They're so good.
Oh,
man, that day of those trades with those defensemen, the Seth Jones one I think got the most headline, but looking back at it, the OAL one is easily the worst.
Oh my god! At least
the Blackhawks have a top 2 defenseman.
At least Columbus fucked those picks up. Besides Juracek,
yeah.
Yeah, like the Canucks, like now you don't have Dylan Guenther. I mean, they might trade Connor Garland still, and you bought out OEL.
Let's go.
Yeah, Connor Garland was like decent, especially for 5
Connor Garland was like packing his bags as of October.
But like the fact Connor Garland is the guy that's the good one and not like OEL is bad. But hey, they got out of those guys early. No more Antoine Roussel or Louis Eriksson.
Jay Beagle. Yeah, or Louis Eriksson.
Oh man, yeah, they got rid of 3 fucking hockey legends to bring in OEL. I can't believe it.
Bim Jennings moment.
Can we just abolish the Utah Hockey Club from trading with fucking Vancouver?
Can we just abolish Utah?
Honestly, let's go.
Not only are we going to wipe Florida off the map, we're going to wipe all the Mormons off the map.
It's really interesting too what they're going to do. So let's say they don't bring back Lindholm, or they just don't bring back any other.
They're not bringing back anyone worth value. They don't have the money for it.
So if Teddy Bluger's gone, there's your 3rd line center. Not Teddy Bluger, Dakota Joshua. Bluger and Lafferty were both really good 4th liners this year, part of one of the best 4th lines. And now your 2nd, 3rd line center and Elias Lindholm's gone. Dude, they could take such a big step back. That's crazy.
Yep. It's not okay.
Their 4th and 5th highest paid forwards are Garland and Mikheyev. And Mikheyev has a modified no trade clause. He's got a 12-team no trade clause.
Wait, who? Mikheyev?
Mikheyev.
Yeah,
how did you give Mikheyev $5 million and a 12-team NTC?
Because they're stupid. Jim Rutherford runs it like the Penguins were ran the last 5 years. I feel like people forget that. Penguins were run like shit the last couple of years.
At least they won 3 fucking cups, man.
Calgary
Calgary is like the Hawks without the cups, and Vancouver's like the Penguins without the cups.
This is awesome.
Fuck, what a time to be an Oilers fan.
They're like this good team, but without the
8 years. Watch us blow up the team now.
Oh, and don't worry, Vancouver doesn't have their 1st or 2nd this year either. fuck, dude? Like,
Gotta love the Canucks, man. Gotta love them.
Never
And things just really haven't changed that much from Bim Jennings to Jim Rutherford and Patrick Olvine. The gym to gym change is still the same. You're still ran by a gym.
From Bim Jennings to Rim Jutherford. It's all the same.
Rim Jutherford, son of a bitch.
Name of the podcast, Rim Jutherford.
Please don't Rim Jutherford. Oh, fuck.
Oh, we're so funny.
That's just a bad situation. The Hirona contract has potential to be fine. Because, like you said, locking up a top 2 defenseman, arguable top 2, is okay. But, like, I don't know. I look at what Hannafin got, and, like, I feel like Hannafin's just a much better player than
How much is Hannafin? He's like 7.5.
7.35 to 7.25. You can't tell me one of them's only 100K better.
Yeah, I need to see how that plays out. I don't love it. Like, it's not, oh my god, like horrible, but it's like, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Comparing Seth Jones to Darnell Nurse 3 years down the line. So what that's gonna turn into?
Oh man.
Oh, good. I need Western Canada to be miserable if Edmonton wins the Cup.
Yeah, you guys get your one thing for the next decade. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up and take no first.
Speaking of bad contracts, do we want to get on to the next topic?
This one bothers me so much. I don't know how the league why'd the league allow this? He had San Jose on the no trade clause, and there was clearly an agreement that like should be an illegal. How can this be allowed?
Because they just make rules up on the fly. I mean, what's wrong with
I
that?
fucking hate the Rangers. Find them $5 million and give me Lafreniere.
How can I make this about me? No, this whole situation is about me.
There is no benefit for Goudreau going to the San Jose. They get no picks, no prospects. Sure, they hit the cap floor. You could do that by also getting picks and prospects, like a good team, like the Hawks did with fucking Mrazek. I don't get it. Oh, but we need leadership. You have. Okay, that's fair. You really don't have one. That's fair. I'll give you that one.
In a box. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm looking at this forward core and holy.
Yeah, you want to learn from Mikhail Granlund? Go crazy, bro.
Barclay Goudreau is their second highest paid forward because Couture is on the IR.
Get excited. This is why they're so good, bro.
They have 5 forwards not on ELCs. That's fucked. I mean, still
Vanacek.
They're probably getting Higgins next year.
I get it. So, like, again, a good team does this and gets fucking picks, not helping out your buddy.
Oh, 100%. I think it's super slimy by the Rangers.
Incredibly. I mean, but I feel like if they could do this with Trouba, he would have been gone yesterday. But
dude, but they're stupid because it's just like you could sell high on Goudreau after that playoff run. He was so good as a depth run.
That's why I was like, they did that so quickly. Like, it feels like they didn't exhaust their option. Like, we could get
Goudreau's going to get to play with Celebrini and fucking.
I bet James Dolan's pissed. He couldn't get another pick at the Sphere. Poor guy.
I don't even. It's going to be a great line of Ty Dellandrea, Will Smith, and Michael and Macklin Celebrini on the first line with Goudreau. You could roll like a dice to see which one of these fuckers is still going to be around. Jack Studnicka, Luke Kunin, Alexander Barabanov, Mike Hoffman. Let's go.
Hey, I saw Ryan Carpenter there too.
Ryan Carpenter, Kevin LeBanc. Remember when he took a good deal and then his career fell apart?
Good. I hate when that happens at the cookout. It's the worst.
But enough about John Klingberg.
Fuck you, this defensive core. Pierce, I don't even know if you can skate. I think you would be their 6th best defenseman.
Let's go!
Yeah, I might be honest.
Come and slap us from the point with Henry Thrun. Let's fucking go, baby.
You can't tell me Jan Ruda and Kyle Burrows are still NHL defensemen, man. What the fuck is this team?
God, I love the Sharks, man. Every time I think the Hawks are ass, I just look at the Sharks.
Dude, they're
They're like 2 years behind us.
Their
probably.
retained salary is full. They can't. There's no
Yeah,
Get
you're
the
retention.
team when they have to trade Vlasic. Get excited. Can't
They
wait for him
can't-
to play with his nephew.
They have to wait a full year for Brent Burns' retained salary to come off before they can even think of moving Vlasic. And by then, he'll be 38 with 1 year left. And at that point, just
Yeah,
shoot.
and he's gonna want to play with the nepotism line with Jacob Chikrin. Like, get excited for this, Jacob. I don't see the issue.
Oh, man. Hey, at least they have some good prospects.
Hey, they traded
Dude,
Ozzy
Quinn Musty.
Weisblatt for Igor Fanaseyev. Can't forget that.
That's unironically, that's a win for them because I like Afanaseyev and Weisblatt's kind of been whatever. But, like,
I wish Weisblatt worked out, man.
I really liked him in juniors, man. It's kind of sad, but
My idol, no.
He's also a Sheet League legend. So
he is.
I really wish he would have worked out.
It always makes me sad when we
Pierce,
see
you have
someone.
no idea how crazy you and him went on the third line back in the day. Holy shit.
I saw
It was
Title
you
Andrew
and
traded
him.
for a fourth, and I was like, God, man, I remember
him. We're
good in
tight.
G League at 21. What happened?
Back in my day.
Luke Kunin was an 89 at one point. Man, this is crazy. What happened?
Real people don't remember Kevin LeBank's Lynn Sandy run from
Dude, I
at Sheet
remember,
League
yeah.
21 to get me into
With
the
the
playoffs.
Hawks. That was great.
on the last day.
Oh, fuck.
It's all coming
Yeah,
back.
I mean, this is a. I don't get the benefit of it from the Sharks. You still have. Oh, look at this 32 million. You still have to spend 12 to get to the floor. You couldn't have spent the 3 somewhere else. I don't know. He's not even really that tough. He's not like a fucking Rempy or whatever. He's just a grinder. I don't know. No fun.
Yeah, just from both ends, it doesn't make any.
Oh, it makes sense
like-
from the Rangers' perspective because if you couldn't,
Yeah.
at least now, like I've heard now they're going after Patty Kane and Tyler Toffoli, but
But yeah, from the Sharks, like you couldn't have at least soft. You could have gotten an asset or something. I don't know. But then
I
Mark, you didn't even want to go there anyway. So
he didn't want to go there, and like I just don't get it.
Slimy work all.
Yeah, it's the Sharks. They're gonna be bad for another decade. Good. Speaking of a team approaching being bad for another decade,
And a player that doesn't want to be there. Ha 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 ha. Am I right?
Rutger McGroarty
Such a good name.
and Winnipeg.
Yeah. Winnipeg, they're so good
Wait,
at
Pierce,
keeping
didn't
their
we make
players
the
around.
trade? Didn't I give you McGroarty for Connor
Murphy? I
That's it.
believe so. It's
Recreated
gonna
in real life.
happen.
I'm pretty sure it was that, and I got Taylor Radish. We're gonna recreate it in real life.
Let's go.
This has got to happen now.
It's gotta happen now. It's amazing. Yeah,
You gotta
I
hold
mean,
Kyle Davidson's
it just
number.
goes from bad to worse with Winnipeg. Like, at least they still have that fucking Lambert kid, but like, Jesus Christ,
Too many crickets.
losing your like second best, your second best prospect doesn't hurt or doesn't help. Actually, fuck, they have a really good forward core. Cheeberkov, Lambert, Lucius, Barlow, and then if he would have stayed him, fuck.
Yep.
Shame that
They
they've
have
ruined
guys.
Billy Hinola.
Shame they're in the middle of bumfuck in.
Yeah, it's a
Really
shame that their
sucks when you
coach
have
doesn't want to
American
play any of
prospects.
them. Yeah. Oh no, we can't play this week.
I feel like Pierce and I had this talk in Montreal when McGroarty got drafted. We were just like,
We have
we're
Axel
really
Janssen.
going down the path of an American-born player that's going to
Yeah.
play college in the States. It's going to be close to his family to go to bumfuck Canada to play for
Yeah.
a team that has been pretty stagnant.
To go to the Ohio of Canada, yeah.
Literally, bro.
Essentially, yeah.
I don't even know what trade that would entail to say. Because, like, I think Natchez could be a
Yeah.
good fit in Winnipeg if you want to go, like, the prospect route and, like,
If I'm looking at it, especially with their upcoming free agents, next year, I mean, Ehlers has a year left. Iafallo has a year left.
Blackhawk.
Velarde's got a year left.
Blackhawks too.
Appleton, Nemesnikov, Barron, Kupari, whatever. But Schmidt and Neal have a year left, and they're losing Dylan and DeMello. So
Damn
like,
it, they're losing me, Pierce. This sucks.
so if you trade Ehlers like it seems, you could make a swing and maybe you get Natchez but I don't think Carolina wants prospects, so I don't fucking know. And
Well,
they don't
I
have
think
their
Ehlers is the guy that goes
Yeah.
the other way. I think it's Ehlers and McGroarty, which kind of spoils one of my trade predictions. But like,
Wait, what? That was fuck.
No.
That's one of mine.
Oh no.
man, I just love when Jacob and I have synced up minds. This is so much fun. But I think a team that actually makes sense for McGroarty, like if we're talking like what both teams want, I hate it, but it's probably Anaheim and it's probably Seattle.
Anaheim
I
makes
think
sense because I know him and Cutter Gauthier are really close.
Dude, you trade Trevor Zegras for Rucker McGroarty.
I was just gonna
whatever
say
their first is.
Zegras for McGroarty.
Every other team has a better trade for Zegras than us, bro. It's the worst. It's the
Zegras
fucking
is going to
worst.
ask out of Winnipeg in 1 year. He's like, I went from Beach Babes to this? Fuck off.
Dude, I actually hate this. Like, I'm about to turn into like fucking Spider-Man 3 Peter Parker when we trade for only Oliver Wahlstrom after being in all these fucking rumors forever. It's the worst, dude.
Get excited, Station. Oliver Wahlstrom is your savior.
I just think Winnipeg's in such a good position to go get a star if they wanted to. Like, if we're being fucking honest, get on the phone with Ottawa and go get like Jacob Chikrin or freaking Thomas Chabot.
When you're
like, you need a defense.
When you're looking at their decor and the fact Schmidt can play the right side and Pion can play the right side, you can bring in Chikrin to be your top four. It's good. You still have Connor Hellebuck. Yep. Who cares?
He's good, I heard.
Yeah, he's all right.
In the regular season, he's good.
I
love that pertains to Sheet Liga too. I'm trading for him this offseason.
That's for every
minutes
goalie
if
in
he's not
Sheet Liga.
gone. Oh, they could really make some moves, like with Ehlers and Iafallo, because you could bring up Perfetti. We just talked about Lambert. Like they're on the precipice of being like a decent team. They just always seem to fuck it up. So I can't wait to watch them do it again.
Didn't they win like 50 games? Also, Gabe Velarde's good.
Yeah,
They
are the greatest regular season merchants of all time. Don't worry. When you've won 5 straight President's Trophies and you have 3 first round exits to look at, I know all about being great in the play or not in the playoffs. I fucking hate you, Empy, Drew and Niels.
Mitch and I have beef when I meet him in Vegas.
You're gonna punch Mitch in the face when you see him in Vegas.
No,
break his hip again.
No. Just gonna kick him in the shin.
Oh man! And so Winnipeg's got no first this year, no second this year. Well, Montreal's second, but not theirs. No third.
Thank you, Sean Monahan.
No second the year after. So they can't do the offer sheet. You have no prospects coming in this year.
No trade McGroarty.
Yeah, the only issue is him coming out and saying he doesn't want to say there lowers his value.
See, it does until you look at his stats, I feel like.
Oh, no, yeah, he's still sick, but
because he's fucking cracked out of his goddamn mind.
You know, so some team is gonna Toronto's gonna be like, hey, we'll give you like half of Nick Robertson.
You just need him to like not do an Adam Fox, and then you'll be good.
Oh, fuck, I hope he does. He's gonna go to the Rangers.
Or he's just like, I only want to go to Chicago. No way, that's so crazy.
Wow, that would really suck for us.
God, Pierce, we got to trade pick 35 to get him. This is so bad, man.
No one has it worse than Blackhawks fans, for real.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Who has it worse than us?
Oh. Man, they still have the fucking Blake Wheeler buyout on the books. This team fucking sucks. Every Western Conference or Western Canadian team sucks. If the Oilers didn't make the Cup Finals or they got swept, I could say the same shit.
Wait, are the Jets not considered Central Canadian? Or am I stupid?
They're in the Western Conference, so it's Western.
They are Central technically.
Oh, so we're going to the Central Conference now. Oh boy, NHL's going woke, guys. Here we go.
There's Eastern and Western, and that's it. They're technically in the Central Division, but like
they had to add to the 2 genders, West and East. Now we have a 3rd gender, Central. God, NHL woke.
What's next? South and North. I can't fucking believe it.
They just can't make up their mind.
Back Civil War.
Edmonton's Northwestern.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think Winnipeg's fucked, but it's okay.
Yeah, Winnipeg's fucked. We know this. We don't need to talk about the Jets anymore.
Hey, at least they fucking fleeced LA for Dubois. Just do it again.
That is true. And like they didn't even get the full capacity of Kupari.
You got the better player and the better player, and I mean, not Kupari's not better, but and a pick. That's crazy. How'd you get
and
a
then
second?
Kupari becomes better than holy moly.
It's gonna be hilarious.
Do we want to get on to the mock trades now?
Yeah, I guess
Yes,
we may as
sir.
well.
Let's do that. Who wants to go first?
Are we gonna take turns each doing one and then going in a circle, or do I have to?
Yeah.
Does someone have to do all three?
We're going in a circle, Jacob.
All right,
This
we're
is
going
show
in.
and tell with our stupid trades, all right?
All right,
It's going to be 100% correct because we are
Pierce,
fucking...
you may go first.
If you insist.
Perchance.
Well. Perchance. Well, Dylan, you brought his name up earlier.
Did we
Funny
all
enough,
do
you
it?
said
This
Trevor
trade?
Moore.
Oh, okay, thank God.
Trevor Moore is going to be a
Fucking
Chicago.
go! Pierce's nepotism trade is going to make me happy, potentially.
So, I said earlier, Rob Blake is on the hot seat. He's got to make some moves. He's got to upgrade his defense. I think you know where I'm going with this, or you might know. So I have the Blackhawks receiving Trevor Moore, Brant Clark, and probably the biggest piece of this deal, Andres Englund is my city coming back to Chicago.
Let's go. Get excited.
And then
honestly.
the LA Kings get Seth Jones.
No retention?
Nope.
I thought it was going to be Connor Murphy. I wasn't expecting.
No,
Seth
as soon
Jones.
as he said Clark, I knew it was Jones. That's why
That's why I was so confused. I was like, okay, Clark for. All right, okay.
You really started the conversation with Trevor Moore and ended with Seth Jones.
Yeah, instead of Brant Clark or Seth Jones. I like that. Very
Listen,
good.
I love that trade. Don't get me wrong.
I think Tanner would kill himself as an LA Kings fan, but
you know,
I don't
he's two teams. Like he can go talk about the Leafs a little more.
You can't be happy with both.
Yeah, go.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, go cheer just for the Leafs. That'll make things better.
Yeah, that'll make you feel so much better. Oh wait.
Which first round exit do you want more?
The one to McDavid or the one to the Bruins?
Well, yeah, the Kings, they're looking to make some moves. Like if you can run a right side of Doughty, Jones, and Spence, you're a lot worse than that. The Kings have so many forwards that they got to re-sign. They've had that glut of forwards in their pipeline. Like some of those guys, like they're not going to pan up, but a couple of them got to come up and play well. So
yeah, I love this trade for two reasons. One, it's chaos. Two, now you don't have to take Levshinov. You got your righty. Now you can take them.
That kind of went off.
If you take him and have both, that's just greed. That's the greed they talked about in the Bible.
Yeah, please give me Lev Shunov, Clark, and Rinzel. That'd be nice.
What the fuck, man? And then it's Korchinski, Vlasic, and
Del Mastro.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was trying to think of anybody else. Fair enough. Okay, we can live with that.
Yeah, maybe he's like.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe the Hawks will have to retain on that, but yeah, that's where I'm going. You go, Jacob.
I mean, I'll go with this was my second one, but I'll do it first because we've already talked about it. This one's big, though. So it's Ehlers.
I hate when Ehlers
and Dominic Fensor.
You're going to have to repeat that whole trade.
Yeah, you're going to
Nice. Love it.
I love the way you build suspense. Let me just say that much.
It was
Ehlers. I didn't know we had Alfred Hitchcock on the podcast right now. Damn.
Ehlers and McGrody to Carolina for Natchez, Kotkaniemi, and Fensor.
Ooh, Kotkaniemi being traded for.
Interesting.
The way I look at it, McGrody and Fensor, young defenseman, great in the NCAA, player who doesn't want to be there, so his value's less. Ehlers, 1 year left, not as much value. Natchez, ton of value. Got to re-sign him, so you have to take Kotkaniemi to balance it out.
I get the value for sure.
Yeah.
Kotkaniemi's, I think, the part that throws me off, honestly.
It is tough because I was looking at their team. It would give them three centers with Scheifele, Perfetti, him on the fourth line, and Lowry on the third. because then you keep Velarde on the wing with Natchez, and then you have Connor and literally whoever.
Listen, I think that is better than the one I cooked up, so I'm actually freaking fixing my third trade because I had an idea for a third trade. I'm not even kidding. You could see the name at the bottom. Like I was thinking about a fourth trade, so I'm just gonna make that my third one. But I love that return, honestly, for Winnipeg. Like you're coming out on a winning side in that trade. I don't think Natchez signs for more than $8 million, and if he does, then that's a shame on you. But like you said, they're going to get that top defensive prospect. Like
that they desperately need.
Yeah, you're telling
Winnipeg or Carolina's losing. I don't know. They're so fucked if they're losing Natchez and Gensel. At least Ehlers kind of replaces that, and McGordy might just sign there right now and play with them. So
I think he would in that case because he gets shelter.
You still have this. You still have Scott Morrow, and you still have Nikishkin. So you still keep your two best defensive prospects, which is, that's crazy with them. But
they're just going to have waves of defense at one point. Where it's going to be like, yep, we knew this was going to happen, and it did. And
hey, they lost Pesci and Shea. Where did these guys come from?
Literally, bro. They just get two studs that are 22 years old each. Holy smokes! But so I'm my trade. My first one, I based it on what I think. Well, according to our send sources, what's gonna break Monday. But I don't know how that trade would unfold, so I'm just going crazy with it. The base of the trade is Olmark and Brandon Carlo to Ottawa, and then it's Jacob Chikrin and pick 7 going back the other way. And I'm talking Olmark signs 6-year deal extension.
Wow.
And Chikrin signs a 6-year extension.
See, I hadn't heard this. I've heard that they were interested in
Dylan,
Olmark. I haven't
what you just did.
That's crazy.
Socks right off my feet.
Yeah, they were already off mine, but they would be if I had them.
But I kept looking at because 7th overall is in play for Ottawa. We know this. And I feel
I really like that for Boston because I like it for both teams. Ottawa gets the goalie, whatever, but fuck them. No one likes them. They get the younger defenseman who's less injury prone, and
that probably wants to extend them.
The top pick is huge because Boston's prospect pool is so bad.
Get a center.
Berkeley Catton, welcome to Boston.
Oh my god.
Or Heja Ginla. He would be a perfect Bruin.
My god.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Him or Caden Lindstrom at 7. If either fell.
If Lindstrom falls 7 goes to Boston, I'm done watching. I'm done. I can't root for Lindstrom on Boston.
I agree, but still.
I really
like that. I think it also makes sense for Ottawa because they don't believe in the future. So getting Allmark doesn't matter. And Carlo gives them a righty that they desperately need.
I think if you could have Omar Corposalo as your 1-2, that's pretty fucking solid.
It's not bad. I mean, it's a lot of money.
Carlo is perfect for Sanderson on the right side.
And Shabbat becomes your 3.
Oh, yeah, I have fun playing against that.
Not bad.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. When they miss
give your kids a chance to play.
When they miss next year and then Brady Tkachuk wants out, it all falls apart, so it's okay.
Obviously, I think with the way I made the trade, I think Ottawa's going to get more. I just don't know what from Boston they want. So I just think it's going to be built around Olmark.
Yeah, no, that's fair. One of the ones I have here is kind of the same because I was like, I have the frame, I just don't know the small stuff. So
for sure.
Anyway, I like that one. That's a good one. I mean, I hate it because 2 division rivals of mine get better, but I do as an actual.
Don't worry, I'm going to help your team with my last trade, so we're good.
Pierce, what's your next one?
Well. If we're talking about in-division trades, it's not with 2 in-division teams, but one of them. How can I make this about the Leafs? Well, here's what I did. I traded Mitch Marner, Timothy Liljegren, and Nick Robertson to Vegas for Shea Theodore, Aiden Hill, and Keegan Colasar.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if a Marner trade is going to happen this offseason, but if it were to, this would be probably best case scenario for Mitch Marner and the Leafs.
It's a funny one that you said because I've seen this one a lot. I mean, the SDP talked about it and stuff. I feel like this is the first one I've seen where I think the Leafs lose. I mean, besides trading, I think besides trading Marner is a loss. I think adding Liljegren and Robertson only to get who was it? It was Hill and
Hill and
Kolasar.
Colasar.
Yeah, I think that's.
But I only did that because
Good.
from what I heard is that I don't think Robertson wants to be there, and I think they want
That's
to move
fair.
on from Lilligren. So I'm not
That's
like
fair. Their value could be lower. I'm
yeah,
Liljegren's
that's what I was
obviously-
thinking of. You could also
Liljegren's
do the
obviously
trade.
sick, and
Yeah.
Robertson is much better than they let him play. But yeah, that's a. I mean, I saw the one where it was Marner for just those three by himself, which was hilarious. But
Yeah, that could work too. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Marner for McDavid, who cares? There's a lot of smoke around Marner to Vegas, and at some point, Vegas has to stop making the big trade.
It's time to stop.
So I think if they do it, that's the last one because they genuinely don't have anything else to trade.
Well, I think if they do it for Marner, it's strictly as a rental. I don't think it's
Could
going to
be.
be as an extension.
Yeah,
They
I don't
don't
know.
have the cap to work
They
that
don't.
out. Unless they
Just-
trade someone who's actually long term. Like I
The
think
thing
that trade
too,
has to
I'd-
involve like a
yeah.
William Karlsson or something.
I'd have to
get the
look
cap.
at the cap numbers because obviously Marner's 11 or 10.5 or whatever, but you have to
Mhm.
pay Liljegren because
10.93, I'm pretty sure.
You have to pay Robertson, who's an RFA. You
They're
lose
both going to be less than $2 million each. That's not
yeah, I
gonna
know,
be
but
a
still,
lot.
though, it's going to add up to like 15
It
mil
will.
in total. You lose 6 in Theo, and you lose 4 in Hill, and then 1 in
Yeah, I think
Kolasar.
Theodore's 5.2, I think, and Hill's
Okay.
like 4.9.
So yeah, you lose so you gain 15 and you lose 11. That means you already were going to lose one of Marchessault and Stevenson. You might lose both now. So
I think
that
that's already a given.
yeah.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like they aren't re-signing. It's like, oh, we'll get Mitch Marner because we're Vegas and we can do that.
That is fair. I'm just trying to think because like it's a really fun hockey trade, but it totally kills their depth.
Yeah, it can be
But-
workshopped a bit.
But
Absolutely.
to just see a line
Yeah.
of at one time of Marner, Eichel, and Stone would be fucking awesome.
Solid.
Gross.
Solid.
And
What's your
the
next
de-
trade?
Yeah, because Vegas.
Oh,
the decor's
sorry.
already so good, man. Theo Petrangelo,
Yeah, like
Nick
they can
Hague,
lose
White
Theodore
Cloud,
and be fine.
Liljegren.
They can take the
Mhm.
step. White Cloud can take the step. Like they're in a good spot.
That's crazy.
And White Cloud's locked up forever. So like they're
right.
good.
So from one overpaid whiny right winger to another one, I have Patrick Laine to Seattle. No
Yeah.
retention.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part that stumped me because I was like, "What the fuck does Seattle give up?" So I went with just a second and it's currently blank, but it's just a contract spot because I don't think his value is very high.
No.
After 3 years of being hurt and after being in the rehab program again, I think it's kind of just like a get the cap out of there, and if we don't have to retain, it's great.
I think that's how the Blue Jackets are viewing it. Just like, oh, I
Mhm.
don't care if we don't get much from. We just don't want to retain any money.
So getting
And,
a
like,
second this
yeah.
year and next year is great. I think it could be somebody like Yamamoto, who's just an RFA. He might fit in somewhere in Columbus, but I could see Seattle taking the swing on getting some offense, especially with the youngsters they have. But it's like this trade could be anywhere, to be honest. I just picked Seattle because I thought it'd be the most fun. But this could be LA or fucking anybody.
Chicago.
Could be.
They're in a good I also made a Seattle trade to be fair. So like I think that's a spot that they're looking to add high end talent to help their prospects and
Mhm.
you know, letting up that amount I think is more than worth the trade that
Mhm.
they're giving out. I just don't like I'm curious as to what Columbus would want from them. Like,
That's
'cause they've
that was the
already
thing.
been a trade partner with them. In the
Yeah.
past.
Well, and that's the thing I was looking because they got Bjorkstrand for so little that like I was like maybe a second is fair for Line, but like because he's so much more of a high name. But like if they wanted a prospect, I was looking at some of theirs and I was like, could just be anything. But I just see Seattle seemed like the best fit out of the teams that were interested because I don't see Utah or anything like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. And Seattle's in the especially with whatever the new coach wants, they're gonna probably want to make a trade to
True,
Dan
yeah.
Biles, my baby.
compensate that.
Oh fuck yeah, Dan Bilesman doesn't play any system. It's just score. Guy got
Score
carried by.
goals.
Guy got carried. It's true,
I hate
man.
when the guy gets paid.
His system after Pittsburgh and Buffalo didn't exist. It was just play hockey, and it did not work because Buffalo is not Pittsburgh. Hate them.
Oh, sorry.
I
I don't like the Miles in the signing. I think I've made on this podcast. I've made my voice heard on the damn Miles.
Yeah, I think there's better options out there, but I guess we'll see. If with that said, I guess I can go on to my third
Schmitty,
trade.
did you do your second one?
Huh.
I have not yet.
No, okay.
Oh, I guess I was jumping the gun. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So like I had a couple written down here just because like I had to kind of regroup and regrind after because Jacob and I had the same idea with the Ehlers trade for sure. I actually made one for the Sabres, and I don't know how the value is going to work on this in particular, but I feel like there's a match to be made, and it's built around a pick swap with the Devils and John Marino. I just don't know what goes the other way.
I really like that one, but I did something similar with Philly.
Okay.
Instead of Marino.
Rasmus Ristolainen is back, baby. Let's go.
No, not again. Not happening.
Welcome back. Oh man,
I saw that because there was a report today about Marino might be the odd man out because they want to bring Casey in at the end of next year, and it'll be obviously Hamilton, Nemec, and him.
That's fucking gross.
If you could get him, that's great because then you don't have to worry about overpaying somebody stupid and free agent.
Yeah, that would suck.
God damn it! It keeps happy. I hate it so much.
It's always when you're on a good tangent too. It's great.
Yeah, I know. So this was how I would overthrow. Yeah, that happens. Jacob, come back.
Right when it got juicy too. That's so sad.
You know what? I'll go to my third trade then if Jacob is just frozen in time.
Okay. Jacob really is frozen in time.
So what? Yeah, he really is frozen.
All
so
right.
that was your trade, right? Like what was it again?
Yeah, so it was Marino and pick 10 for pick 12, Yuri Kulich and Peyton Krebs. That was what my initial one was.
Yeah, he's going.
I just think there's something there with Marino going to Buffalo because like Buffalo needs that right-handed defenseman, and he would be perfect for their top four. And then like they're both looking to move their picks. What's better than a friggin' pick swap?
Hell yeah!
You know what I mean?
Love me a friggin' pick swap. So is Kyle Davidson apparently. Well, it's not a pick swap, but involves a first-round pick and also involves Linus Ullmark. So, Bruins might make a trade in the division, but just going off based off Hockey Man. Oh, I can't do that. I have the Bruins trading Linus Ullmark to Colorado, and they get Ross Colton. I mean, come on. His name is Ross Colton. He would be a perfect Boston Bruin. And just to get a goalie back, they get Alex Georgiev, and then they get Colorado's 24th overall pick. So I think we're maybe I'm not on the level of you, but I'm on the same boat of, well, we got to get, a draft, like a first round pick, kind of help replenish the pool and then get a center because that's what the Bruins need.
Fuck, dude. Okay. Like, am I crazy to think Boston's not getting enough from Colorado in that? Like,
yeah, Colorado could add more. I was thinking, like, I don't know, would they throw in like Caleb Ritchie or something? Because I'm just thinking the Bruins need to upgrade their center core as much as they can. Because the wings, they're fine. Defense, they're fine. They just need more center. I mean, you're not getting a high end center, but Ross Colton is a perfect Bruin. So,
100%. I just get hung up on the value there a little bit, but also like Ullmark in Colorado would piss me off so much. Like that's not what they need, bro. It is what they need, but that's not what I need. Okay, like,
no, that's all that matters. Yeah, we were gonna play Hellebuck on
like build the league around what mine wants and needs are. For the love of God, that's all I ask for. But if that trade commences, Boston better be damn sure who they're hitting on at 24, because that'll be hung up on you forever. because I just think Allmark will immediately go back to his 925 self.
Oh, easily, yeah.
And he wasn't even bad last year. It's just,
Dude, he had
it's
like a
just
915 and like a
gross.
250 goals against average. Yeah, he was still very good. Just
I think
Swayman's
Jacob
better
died.
and younger. Yeah, I think he did. Well, you know, that's perfect because my last trade is interesting, but I'll let you go to your next trade.
So my last trade was it was it was just me being a biased Hawks fan, but like I'd love to see Seegers on the Hawks, man. Like I just think
Oh,
there's
he's
a
back.
match made there because Boston,
Let's go.
Anaheim. Let's go! I thought you were dead, but I think there's a world where that trade works just because if I recall, as I'm pulling up their cap friendly, I don't think Anaheim has a second first round pick this year. And oh no, they do. It's Edmonton. So like you're either getting 31 or 32.
So 3 second.
And
We'll get that. We'll take that.
Who's to say that they wouldn't pay to 3 first round pick draft again? And you're looking at, I mean, obviously, I don't know what the trade market looks like for Zegras. Like, there could be teams are offering roster players, and we're already out of the conversation in that. But like, I just think like, depending on which first they want, you could either do pick 18, or you could do the Hawks next year pick, top 10 protected, plus a second, plus a defenseman of their choice that's not Kevin Korchinski or Vlasic. So I'm talking like Del Mastro, Allen, Phillips, Kaiser, etc. for Trevor Zegras. And I think there's a way where that trade works out for both sides. It really just depends on what Anaheim's looking for Zegras. Because if they're looking for roster players like Natchez, I think the Hawks are already out of that conversation. But if they're looking for futures, which Anaheim should be looking for futures. They're the third worst team in the league. Talking to the second worst team in the league. Like I don't know. I think the Hawks can be a little buyer worthy with their future picks, especially if you're good with the trade protection. Like I'm not down to trade an unprotected 2025 first, but if it's top 10 protected, who fucking gives a shit? The Hawks shouldn't be asked in 2026, and if they are, that's a bigger problem, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that's a match that makes sense. I also don't know what Anaheim would really want because, like, they are so loaded in so many positions with young talent that, like, I could see them.
They're so set up. Yeah.
I could see them just collecting first and taking what they want because, like, you have Carlson's 19, Gauthier's 20, Colangelo's 22, McTavish is 21. You've got Zellweger, who's 20, Minchikov, who's 20, Dostal's 24.
Actually, I lied. We're getting Sam Colangelo as well, just because I've wanted that motherfucker since 2019.
You could have just said because his name is cool, and I would have been like, deal. They got Damien Clare, who was really good. They got Tristan Leno. Like, they have a lot of guys I'm looking at. I'm like, they could just stockpile 3 firsts and take a bunch of players, and then in a year or two, when they're ready to compete, they could start trading prospects. And I like it because Zegras on the Hawks with Bedard is cheat liga, so it works.
Listen, I want double lacrosse merchants on my team. I don't give a fuck.
Do it.
Also, like in terms of vibes, the team would be all-time high.
All-time high.
One of the most camera-friendly NHL stars we've had in recent memory, and then the best player of the young generation. Pretty good combination.
Pierce, what was your third one?
Well, I'm glad you asked. My third trade was Linus Ullmark to Colorado for Ross Colton, Alex Georgiev, and a 24th pick that they have. I think Boston.
I'm glad Jacob had the same reaction as me.
It caught me off guard.
Pierce has got some brain busters, bro. Dude, I'm telling you, these are some good ones.
I like how mine and Schmidt's are just like, yeah, these ones kind of like, and yours are like, yeah, they make sense, but holy shit, how'd you get there? That was awesome.
Yes, but intake some DMT and then consider a trade.
Have you tried meth first?
Have you tried awesome. Seth Jones and Drew Doughty?
Seth Jones and Drew Doughty on the same power play, and now you have
Honestly, hilarious. Who's gonna hold the puck?
I really like that trade.
No, I just had 5 pipeline punches and a drink of chocolate milk. That's how I got there.
Completely fair.
Average Pierce consumption.
Oh, yeah, just get rid of Georgiev. At any point, that makes Colorado infinitely better.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
yeah.
Georgiev on Boston is hilarious.
I mean, he'll be the backup to Swayman. Who cares?
No, it's a good spot for him to be in. It's just
Great
like
spot.
imagine
Yeah.
telling
Oh, yeah, he'll
someone
be
3
way
years
better.
ago Georgiev's going to be on Boston.
His timeline is so funny where he was backup to Shesterkin and then Colorado starter the year after they won the cup and then shit. And now he's Swayman's backup.
Hell yeah. He's the best, bro.
Punch
He's
Tony
living his best.
D'Angelo. He'll always be a legend.
Yeah,
for
he'll
that.
be a legend for that forever, but still, he
More
sucks.
like Tony DeLoser. Owned.
Owned him. And now Carolina doesn't even want to bring him back. What a poor sack of shit.
Right wing destroyed. So is that all our trades, or
Oh, I got to do my
Y'all
third
have-
trade because I timed out.
yeah, you go.
All right,
I
I
think
had to throw one Buffalo one in there. So
Hell yeah.
Konechny and Noah Cates to the Sabres. Apparently, they really like Krebs, but that's just the throne because he's shit. The 11th overall and Isaac Rosen.
Hmm?
I was a little torn because, like, apparently,
Yeah, apparently it sucks. Haha, owned. You can't say anything because you're frozen.
oh my god, I don't know why they want to move
That was
back up to
very
the top
good of me.
11.
The radical left does not want you to say your 2 cents on the Sabres.
Yeah, Justin Trudeau is freezing your internet in the
It's
West.
true
That's what's
over for
happening.
you, bro.
It's Trudeau over.
No,
Yeah, it's
It's
frozen.
true.
this is too real. I hate him. Oh,
Generational
Am I back
internet
now? Do I exist?
lag right now.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good.
I was saying I don't know why they want to move back up to like 11 plus. It's such a weird arbitrary cutoff. Like why 11? Just say top 10, unless you really want the Sabres 11th. Which
Oh, they really want it, bro. Prime Cole Eiserman territory.
wants to trade it. So as long as it's not Scott Laughton for the 11th, I don't care what they do. I've heard so much that it's like, oh, there's a big trade, and I'm like, I know it's going to be Scott Laughton for the 11th.
I
And then
need
there's
Pierce
also-
and I to just simultaneously text Jacob when that happens.
I've also heard that the Sabres are interested in a trade with a Washington Capitals center, and I was like, oh, hey, cool, Dylan Strome. And they're like, actually, it's Nick Dowd. And I was like, oh, great,
Dubois. He's getting traded again.
can't wait to
Let's
kill myself when
go!
it's Nick Dowd for the 11th.
Connor McMichael for pick 11. Holy crap! Get excited, Sabres.
Oh
Nation.
man, he will be the greatest third line center of all time. It's almost like they
We'll
should have
throw in
just kept
Hendricks
him at
lap
that.
here for good measure.
Oh fuck, man, more bad fucking players. Oh,
Some great trades, guys. We're so good at this.
we could be GMs.
I mean, we are. We are sheet league at GMs.
I mean,
Oh.
yeah, I got like 3 cups to my name. Just kidding. I got like 3 rounds 1 to my name. Okay, so
That's right.
just-
0, 0, 0, 0. That's my stat
Sorry,
line over the
Martin.
past 4 years. Yeah.
You've been to a conference finals once. It's okay.
You won, I have.
Don't ask how many seasons you've played in. It's okay. It doesn't matter.
It's totally Marte.
Oh, let's see if I can find that. Gotta be here somewhere.
It's a 2-hour podcast. I don't think we should do a mock draft.
I was gonna say, are we
Yeah,
doing the mock
you're
draft? Because like I'll be here for 5 hours.
We can do another day. That's fine.
All right,
yeah.
sounds good.
Another day, another time.
Hey, but what about Darnell Nurse to Chicago and Raphael Lavoie for Ethan Delmastro Golden Duck 2024 second, 2025 fourth? Because that
That's
was
the
a
one thing.
trade.
That's the one thing I'm gonna miss so
That
much
is
about
so
Cap Friendly
devilish
in
you
these
because
trades.
both those dudes are from the Seth Jones trade here. Oh my fucking god, that's so
That
deep.
is true. That's a good point.
Oh, sorry,
Oh,
Jacob.
here, I
What were
found
you
it.
saying?
Oh no, I said that's the one thing I'm gonna miss so much from Cap Friendly is the fucking trades. Oh, here we go.
Definitely.
Armchair GM. Be
Let's just
bold.
run through the starters real quick, and let's give a grade
Oh,
to
be
each of them
brave.
for this season. Pete Alonso, C. Okay, McNeil, Lindor, D. Brett Beatty, F. Starling Marte, F. Brandon Nimmo, C. Mark Hanna, I know he's gone now. F. Francisco Alvarez.
F.
B-minus. Okay. There you go. Your best player is Francisco Alvarez.
Let's go,
like that
Francisco.
hesitation.
Alvarez. Get excited.
I like how I had that slight hesitation. He's like B-.
He knew. He knew he was good. He just didn't.
Hey, the Mets are doing well because of Grimace and Gay. Woke.
Yay!
Honestly, I'm just so glad Woke is on the
Yay. We
right
love
side.
Grimace Gay. Don't worry, you're gonna love this one. Nikolai Ehlers and Rook McGroarty to Columbus for their second and Adam Boakfist, and that's it.
What a fucking trade! Oh my god! Like just the best thing I've ever heard. In my
Cap
life.
friendly is the great. This one made me fucking laugh so hard. Aaron Ekblad straight up for Mitchell Marner, 50% retained.
Let's fucking go, dude. Like these are the trades I live for.
Get excited.
Good lord.
As I bring up the Mets, breaking: Edwin Diaz just got ejected by umpires upon entering the game in the bottom of the ninth. If that is for sticky stuff, it comes up with an automatic 10-game suspension. I mean, I've never got
Jesus
Yeah,
fucking
Pierce is
Christ.
just like you for real. That's crazy.
I know.
He just like you, and I'm just like Aurelvis Martinez. I gotta take pills to get fertile or whatever.
Oh, the
fucking
Jays need
lord.
to sell. They suck, asshole. But
I woke
We'll
up
go
and I
there.
saw that on my phone. I just went, "Fuck it, it's a Sunday. I'm going back to bed."
bro, it's
Jays
just
suck.
another day of news. They suck.
The BJ's bad
Need
at
to sell.
baseball. I would never.
Yeah,
This
more
is
like the
new.
Blow Jays, honestly.
This is news to me, guys. Honestly, you guys are blowing my mind. That the Blue Jays are bad at baseball. It's almost like telling me the White Sox are bad at baseball. That would blow my
No,
mind.
they're
too.
not.
No, no. No, they're not.
You got it all
What are you
wrong.
talking about? Guys, that's such
Okay,
a funny
Jacob.
prank you're pulling on me. Whoa, prank. This is so crazy.
So
Oh, I was gonna say this is my fourth trade. This is the Ultimate Workshop, but so the Sabres do need a right-handed defenseman, and there's been rumors of a Jeff Skinner buyout. Do you think you know where I'm going? Sabres get Jacob Trouba for Jeff Skinner.
I was thinking that. My
I want to
first thought,
see you and Connor simultaneously kill yourselves.
my
That would
first
be
thought
very
when you
funny.
said that was, is he gonna say Seth Jones? And I was like, there's no
No,
fucking way
no.
he would say that. And I was,
I'm not that evil.
and then my
Get
second
excited.
thought immediately went, Drew Doughty, because you brought up Jones to the Kings.
Drew Doughty is
Yeah, in my universe, that's what happens.
It's Jones
In
to
your
the Kings and then
multiverse?
Doughty for Skinner. Nice. Oh man,
Hell
that
yeah.
would God, that would make me.
I'm just making enemies
So
with the Sheet League
depressed.
of people tonight.
Yeah, everyone's just like, hey man,
Patrick wants to kill himself after your fucking Game 7 prediction.
Yeah.
You're telling Jacob he's going to trade for Jacob Trouba.
Oh,
Holy
man.
shit, bro.
yeah,
This
Jacob
is what
Trouba
you
wants to
get for
play in New
zero
York.
Stanley
He just-
Cups.
that's
Not
what
giving
he
me a
is.
He's
cup.
walking on
You're paying.
fine water right now, all right? Fine water.
Oh man,
Yeah, we'll do a mock draft because if we do a mock draft, we're probably gonna go up to 3 hours. So we'll do that.
Yeah,
another
that's
day.
I was going to say, yeah, it's been going a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
you're
how
like-
you know it's good.
I'll get my
folks.
entire 200 player mock draft into you by tomorrow, and you
Hell
can just
yeah.
post it.
Let's go! Get excited, guys. We're getting Jacob's mock draft of 200 people. Do you know 200 people? I didn't
Can you even name 200 women?
Can you
I was
name
just gonna
200
say.
people, bro? Come on.
That's a great idea.
Come
Let's end out the podcast with
Come on,
naming women.
bro. Ugh.
Well, unless you guys have anything else to add, I think we can end the podcast off today.
Oh, I'm good.
No, we've talked about everything that's happened in hockey. We haven't missed a single thing.
We talked about
Yeah, I think-
all the hockey, bro. All of it.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I think we did a good job. I think we can end it up now. Thank you for tuning in. If you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon. I don't know why, but I kind of sound like an Animal Crossing character there.
Like a full 180 too. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. So yeah, give us 5 stars on like your podcast platform that you listen to. You can't give us 5 stars on YouTube, but on YouTube you can smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. Yeah, you can do that. So, gentlemen, it was actually a lot of fun doing it with y'all. as always. We'll do maybe another podcast before we head out to Vegas to a mock draft. But yeah, I'm looking forward to being in the sphere with my boy Dylan again for a third straight draft. So yeah,
Look at you two. So cute.
I know we might
Guys,
even
we
hold
might
hands.
kiss this
Like,
time. Get your
kiss
cameras ready.
perchance.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Perchance.
They're gonna announce the Demidov pick at second overall, and they're gonna look at the stands, and you're gonna be you two there kissing. It's gonna
Oh,
be
the
great.
No,
video,
it's gonna
the
be-
video behind it. It's just gonna be us making out. That's what's gonna happen.
It's gonna be a duality of picks. You're either gonna see a Korchinski pick reaction or a Mazar.
I'm gonna get another
reaction.
beer. Yeah.
Listen, it was a classic reaction.
Man.
All right. But yeah.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace out, y'all.